I don't know if you were here a lot for September, but basically, instead of doing like a subathon where people like typically what other streamers do is when people get a sub, they just keep streaming. They'll just like keep streaming and they won't turn off like the stream until the timer runs out. Whereas I was all like, you know what? Here is a list of goals. And then when you guys complete a goal, I will do it on stream. Yes, exactly. And this was one of them. Someone recommended this games, so those are for idiots who have very understanding family. Or people who just don't live at home. Or like they just have roommates, like they don't live there with a significant other. Yeah. Sorry, there's a spot on my glasses. Whereas like I like doing this better because then, you know, we won't get like worn out. We don't need to like stream for days on end and then just be super fucking tired. Like, yeah. That too, like I hardly go 12 hours. Yeah, it throws your schedule into disarray. Because, like, Ferris and I go. Excuse me. We go get groceries on Monday. So, like, if we had a stream that lasted like 7 days, it's like, how are we gonna get groceries now? Or, like, we have a family thing this weekend. Like, I can't really cancel family plans, so I just. We make it work. Yeah, it's a good family thing. It'll be fun. We get free food. That's all that matters is we get free food.
The faculty thinks I've gone loopy, like some kind of spongy Mobius strip. That's why I'm here, isn't it, Dr. Dekker?
I can see people's dreams.
I've set up an experiment.
My dad is trying to hurt me.
Quantum suicide. Have you heard of it?
If I concentrate hard enough, and I know when the person's going to be asleep, I can have the dream with them.
Exactly.
Well,
free food is
let's
always
call
good.
him God. He creates this world for his amusement, something he can play with and occasionally alter to suit his mood.
It feels like the paintings are watching me.
Sometimes, when I walk through a door, it takes me somewhere else. Literally, somewhere else.
God loves chaos, but something goes wrong. Man and woman evolve. What was once chaotic becomes, well, more ordered.
It starts as a door-to-door saleswoman.
Reminds you of
Double
Alice
glazing,
Descended into
probably.
Madness?
Dr. Dekker, I think we both know what you dreamed about last night.
I've seen its silhouette changing through the window.
Because he
Nothing.
thinks I'm evil. Because I can see things other people can't.
I wish there were
On the
subtitles
basis
for
that the
this.
central component of our universe is
I'm trying to think if
chaos,
I
science can only
played
document
that
the
one,
perception
because
of
I've
chaos at
played an
any
Alice
one
game
given
before.
moment in time.
I
You
did what
even played
said,
it on
Doctor.
stream.
They arrested me.
Which
I think I
means that
did.
at any
I
given
think
moment,
we're thinking
we
of the
can
same
choose to
one.
alter our perception of the world, no matter how much chaos that would cause.
I thought you were supposed to fix me.
I'm telling you, it's eating people. And you're just laughing.
I think so.
You're insane, Doctor.
I just didn't do it on stream.
Listen to me. You're not listening. It's your only bloody job.
Yes, some subtitles should be standard on all games. I agree. It could be there was no subtitles on that because it was the opening movie, like the opening sequence where it like.
You're late. And after all those promises, never mind, let's not keep the patience. You're late. And after all those promises. You're late.
You're
And after all those promises, never mind.
Act 1, who are you?
Doctor, you're late. And after all those promises, never mind, let's not keep the patients waiting. And if you want anything, just... Oh, sorry, I forgot. I'm not going to be here. The police still have some questions they want to ask about, you know. And then after that, I'm dropping in to see Ben. He's still in shock, and I thought we'd show we cared. We do still care, don't we, Doctor? Good. Anyway, I hope you're all caught up on Dr. Dekker's tapes. I think Mariana is in first, but I'm sure they'll all become a blur by the end of the day. I'll see you later. Or tomorrow. Probably tomorrow. I'll leave it to you then.
Are you trying to keep track of different things? So I'm pretty sure we are a psychologist is what it is. Why not? Fair enough. But yeah, we are a psychologist, that's why. And like, from what I remember about what this game is about is... So, oh shit, Stars, important conversations are double. Why is this going by without you clicking anything? Try using your patient's words. I'm Ellen, I'm 25, and I'm a nurse. Typing nurse will get a response. Include a yes or no when answering patients. Use context. Say yes, I like cats, not yes. Going green is intentionally hard, hence will be required. Is it yeah. Okay. I was expecting that to not just play by itself is why. Like, I hate it when they do that. Here's your instructions, and we're just going to, you know, show your instructions, and yeah. No control over if I've read it or not. Like, no click here for next if you've read it. I hate it when they do that. But yeah, I was trying to say, from what I remember, for the description of this game is like, I think a Dr. Dekker died, and you're taking on his patients. And there's some sort of like murder that happens, so you need to like talk to his patients, see who is the murderer. Okay, be a psychiatrist. Don't just grill people about the murder. Try and help them. Ask them how they are and try to find the root of their problem. If nothing else, it may uncover the motives you're looking for. Use keywords or questions. You can use just keywords or full questions to speak to your patients. Questions are generally better, as you may find more responses that way. Dekker will look to see if a patient has anything to say about Dr. Dekker in general. Did you like Dr. Dekker or did you kill Dekker? Might reveal something else entirely. Be specific / no context. Instead of asking, why do you keep going? You should ask, why do you keep going to the beach? The patients have no concept of context. Be specific. Okay. Answer questions. Sometimes a patient will pose a question. It's okay to answer it just in case they want a response. Do you like apples, doctor? Yes, I like apples, or no, I hate apples. Might just break a story open for you. Caught in a lie. Sometimes patients contradict themselves. I hate cats. I love all animals. Call them up on this by asking about both at once. You say you love all animals, but hate cats. Or hate cats, love animals? Maybe? I'm not sure. Like, you can... I know you can either, like, type questions to them, or there's going to be, like, a list that you can choose from. Make associative leaps. You can draw conclusions from what a patient tells you and use it to probe further. I get angry when I see red. My car is red. You might ask, does your car make you angry or car angry? If you're stuck, play back the patient's previous responses and make sure there's nothing you've missed. If something seems like a keyword you haven't used before, try it, no matter how ridiculous it seems. You may become stuck when multiple keywords need to be guessed at once, so typing full questions is more helpful at this stage. Don't forget to check your notes. You might be surprised what you find there. Spend more time in the Responses tab. Starred responses contain clues that should be followed up and are updated or removed after every successful question. 2-star responses must be followed up to progress. If all else fails, type hint, but if you'd rather not type questions at all, just click the down arrow in the text box for a list of suggestions. Clicking cost hints but won't affect your story. Traffic lights. Patients start out red but turn yellow when you've revealed everything you need to move on to the next act. You can keep questioning to find all their responses and turn them green, but you don't have to. Remember, the more you uncover, the more you risk losing your own mind. The game does mention to use specific words, keywords, so probably checking for that rather than in sort of. What do you mean by LLM? Like, I'm not sure what that is. Who'd she say was up first? Verbal mirroring, a new study in psychology yesterday suggests using the same words as your patient increases trust. Ah, large language model. I see. Okay.
That's a bit confusing. One at a time, maybe?
What? How's that confusing?
I'm Mariana. Are you feeling okay? That's what Dr. Dekker would say.
Okay. That was hardly 2 comments. Like, okay, that's what Dr. Dekker would say. That's what Dr. Dekker would say. True.
That's not really helping with my blackouts.
Interesting. Or that might have been too much. That might have been too much. It could be because there was the period for doctor? Is that why? Maybe.
Dr. Dekker was fine. He had good relationships with his patients, as far as I know. I'm not sure why anyone would want him dead.
Whereas that gave a response. I can spell, I promise.
I think you're supposed to tell me what's wrong with me. Isn't that how it works? The police keep picking me up for public nudity.
Yeah, police. Oh, there's two stars on this. So there's more about this here. That's why there's Because, yeah, the stars are important. Whereas, like, Dekker, there's nothing really. So probably about... all good, all good. Because, yeah, there's definitely some sort of, like, keyword here.
I think you're supposed to tell me what's wrong with me? Isn't that how it works? The police keep picking me up for public nudity.
I'll do that one.
Black out. And then the next thing I remember, I'm naked on the beach, like I've been washed up on shore. Nobody's pressed charges yet, but I can feel it. The police are getting suspicious.
Okay, so yeah, the keyword for that was like public nudity. Blackouts? How often do these blackouts occur?
I do suffer from blackouts, which is strange as I can hold my breath for a really long time. But I'm not swimming before I black out. Dr. Dekker thought it was anxiety originally. Then he worked it out.
Right? They're just responding to the keyword, is what it is. What could I be missing from... Because I think it was... 2 stars? I think there was more? Is that what it was? I forgot the star thing already. And our update or remove after a successful question. So yeah, for the fact that it has... Yeah, for the fact that it still has, the stars by it.
I black out. And then the next thing I remember, I'm naked on the beach, like I've been washed up on shore. Nobody's pressed charges yet, but
Maybe
I can feel it.
beach?
The police are getting suspicious.
Maybe ask about the beach? Like, there's still something with this one. Because that's why it's still starred. If there wasn't any more follow-up to this, the stars would go away.
I work for myself. I make bracelets from things I find on the beach and sell them online. I spend a lot of time at the beach. It's just way more relaxing than anywhere else. You should come with me one day. I can show you all of the sights.
That's a little weird, lady. Okay. So she goes to the beach a lot. I'm not going to the beach with this lady.
I do suffer from blackouts, which is strange as I can hold my breath for a really long time. But I'm not swimming before I black out. Dr. Dekker thought it was anxiety
Probably
originally.
ask her about
Then he worked it out.
anxiety. Do you have anxiety? Have.
Dr. Dekker thought I had generalized anxiety disorder. GAD? Because of the blackouts. He thought I was breathing badly. Do you think I'm breathing badly?
No, I don't think you're breathing badly. Hold your breath for me.
You can check my breathing if you want. Do you want me to lie down? Can you tell just by looking at me? I'm not worried about it, just if you are.
Weird. Yes, the octopus pendant is really nice. Yes, lie down, please.
I'm not sure holding my breath too long is causing blackouts. I mean, it could, but I don't remember ever having a blackout when I'm holding my breath.
I'm an intern! I don't know what that means.
I'm not sure holding my breath too long is causing blackouts.
Make her
I
hold
mean,
her breath.
It could, but I don't remember ever having a blackout when I'm holding my breath. I don't have an answer for that.
She doesn't have an answer for that.
That doesn't really mean anything to me.
I can't make her hold her breath.
He eventually decided it wasn't anxiety, but I'm not going to tell you his final diagnosis. We should have a fresh start. I don't want you influenced by the prognosis.
It's probably the GAD thing. Okay, nothing there. It does seem like she's hitting on me. Like, the way she's acting is so weird.
I want to stop having the blackouts. I want to stop waking up at the beach. I want to remember those entire evenings. Can you suggest
But
anything
welcome
that
in,
might
Tommy
help?
Turner. How goes your day? Okay. There's my mouse. She can get weirder. Of course she can. God, Genesis. Okay, these still require some follow-up. What other keyword
black
is in here?
And then the next thing I remember, I'm naked on the beach, like I've been washed up on shore. Nobody's pressed charges yet, but I can feel it. The police are getting suspicious. I normally black out when I'm dancing. I like dancing. Do you like dancing? Cool. I dance to anything with a beat.
Okay, so she's usually dancing. I don't think that's what's happening. It sounds like she blacks out and then wakes up naked on the beach. Like, just because she probably wasn't naked before blacking out. Hello, Acidic Fizz. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, raiders. If you haven't been here before, my name's Lilith Darker. You can just call me Lilith. I'm a variety streamer here on Twitch. I'll do a bunch of different things like Stardew Valley, Digimon, Phasmophobia, Among Us, so many different things, many different things. But today we're trying out this game. This one's called The Infectious Madness of Dr. Dekker. But welcome in, enjoy yourself. If you need to raid and run, I completely understand, but if you stick around, I'm happy to have you as well. I don't think that's what's happening, unless she's lying. There is the possibility she's lying, and she's already naked. Standard Friday night, little dancing, few drinks, waking up naked on the beach. True, true. Okay, she's still red. The stream goes well. I kind of like just started this game. And like, I don't know. I feel like just using these, I'd rather use these than just like try and figure out what to ask her.
I dance a lot at nightclubs. I know most of the nightclubs around here. My favorite is the Pearl because they sell cheap vodka shots all night.
Woo, cheap vodka shots. Maybe alcohol causes your blackouts.
I don't drink.
Excuse me, ma'am! You just... She just said she goes there for the cheap vodka shots. And then she's like, I don't drink. Bullshit. Lying bitch. Yeah, get them lies out of your mouth. I don't know how we could call her out on her bullshit, though.
You think my dancing causes my blackouts? No, I know it's the last thing I remember, but I don't think it's that. Sometimes I remember more, but I'm tired now.
Of course you
Is
are.
that it for today?
Oh, she's tired, everyone. Can I not question her any further? Is that what it's saying?
I film myself
mind.
doing lots of things. But it's not so easy to do when you're blacked out.
True, her drinks could be spiked.
Will you do it for me?
No!
Will you watch me to see what happens?
What kind of question is that? No. No, I can't watch you.
Well, that's not very supportive, Doctor.
That's nice. Just a sweet girl who needs some rest. Should probably see her home. Maybe we'll swing by the beach. No, that's a little concerning. What is this? Vodka shots in my jacket. How did you get vodka shots in your jacket pocket and not spill them? How did you manage that? It's like, okay. I'm surprised you found a flask that small. Usually they're not that small. So it seems like... Okay, when it has greens 1 star, it still requires some follow-up.
I black out.
What
And
else
then the
could I
next thing I
say,
remember,
though?
I'm naked on the beach. Like I've been washed up on shore. Nobody's pressed charges yet, but I can feel it. The police are getting suspicious.
I'm just saying it doesn't seem practical to get a small flask. I don't think that's how you even spell it.
I think they think I'm a naturist or something. They picked me up 5 times in the last month.
5 times in the last month. Well, she says she hasn't been charged yet.
I guess people see me and call the police. But someone will take offense eventually, and I'll be charged with indecent exposure.
Hey, just because you like birding doesn't mean you're a naturist. Or a naturist.
I do suffer from blackouts, which is strange as I can hold my breath for a really long time. But I'm not swimming before I black out. Dr. Dekker thought it was anxiety originally. Then he worked it out.
What could we be missing from that? How long can you hold your breath?
I don't know about that.
Wow.
I dance a lot at nightclubs. I know most of the nightclubs around here. My favorite is the Pearl because they sell cheap vodka shots all night.
Maybe ask about vodka? What could we ask about the vodka, though? How much vodka do you drink in a night? I can spell, I promise. We've kind of talked about that already, is what it sounds like. Because that's talking about that.
The Pearl is great because the people are so relaxed. I think that's got a lot to do with the cheap vodka shots, or maybe it's just the black lighting. Who knows?
Good question. Let's see. I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that. Oh, she's yellow now. Yeah, that didn't do anything. She didn't. When I asked her how often she went,
The Pearl is great because the people are so relaxed. I think that's got a lot to do with the cheap vodka shots, or maybe it's just the black lighting. Who knows?
that was her response. She didn't say how often. She just all like, "Oh, the Pearl's amazing." Where'd my cursor go?
Well, that's why you're here, isn't it? You've replaced him. He was a good listener. I hope you are.
Why was he a good listener?
Dr. Dekker could really get inside you. It was, unsettling. But you let him do it. Part of the process, I guess.
It's a little weird. Now we have a bunch of questions.
I hold my breath when I'm swimming underwater. Most people do. Sometimes, if I'm really excited, I'll hold my breath accidentally, just for a few seconds. I don't know why.
That's weird.
When I wake up, my hair is dry, but it's pretty hot at the moment. I get baked quickly by the sun. It's possible I've been in the sea during my blackout.
Doesn't everyone?
I never find my clothes. I don't know why I'm naked. I love the beach. Until somebody tells me it's gonna kill me, I'll keep going. Have you ever been addicted to something, Doctor? That's a shame. You need to have a passion for something, Doctor.
Being addicted and having a passion, I feel like, is different.
Like you're not listening. I've been a patient here for 3 months. Today is my patient birthday. Do I get a cake or something?
Fuck no! No, you don't get a cake.
That's okay. I wasn't really expecting one.
Yes, you were. Don't. Yeah. I think she's lying about that. There's no way she doesn't find her clothes. Like, she doesn't have the money for that, especially if her main income is selling bracelets from shells.
Wow. Let's get straight to it then. I'm not sure I feel comfortable speaking with you about that at the moment.
Alright. Apparently I found the key points right now. Yeah, I'll have to see someone else for now. Let's see this person. Why do you have a video camera here? Yeah, true.
I'm Bryce Hemmings. You must be the new doctor. Did you know Dr. Dekker?
No, I didn't.
He was an antagonistic psycho. I hope you're not from the same school of thought.
What's your problem? Oh, no, that's
I didn't
so
really
bad.
like Dr. Dekker, and for quite a few reasons, actually. I'd rather talk about my own problems for now, though, if you don't mind.
Okay. Why are you here?
Originally, I was suffering with depression. Work was piling up, I kept missing deadlines. I wasn't used to all the failure. I got depressed. I'm a grave digger, Doctor, and people are dying quicker than we can bury them.
I don't know if I should take that response seriously. I don't know. There's just something about him. Like, he said things were piling up at work, missing deadlines. I don't know. I think he's lying about that.
You'd think being a gravedigger had its perks, but it can
No,
be very stressful. There's a trend going towards burial rather than cremation again. And as well as running out of space, we're running out of competent gravediggers. At least ones that can use a shovel, that is. I'm not feeling anywhere near as depressed as I used to, though. Not since I got the extra hour.
Yeah, no, the chick before him did not have all of her marbles. Yes, the work, his grave digging work is really piling up these days. I do also feel like in this day and age that like that they wouldn't use a shovel. I don't know if that's just me though. What extra hour?
At midnight each day, time as you know it freezes. In my world, it just slows down to almost a stop. But I don't. I'm free to wander around and do as I please. An hour later, normal reality continues. It's my very own midnight hour.
What the fuck, dude? What the fuck? How do you... Okay. How do you even dissect that?
It's a bizarre thing to know you have an extra hour every day. I rarely ever sleep until after midnight now, so I can appreciate the extra time. I get a lot of work done in that time. I'm completely caught up. The depression is no longer an issue. 25 hours is a blessing for me. But apparently, it's not real, and I'm insane for thinking it is. What do you think, Doctor?
Yes, I do think you're insane.
I thought it would be too early to make a diagnosis, but it's good you're having a go anyway.
I think it's just kind of all in his head. Like, to him, it probably feels like he has an extra hour, but he doesn't. It might be like he's not under pressure, and so he feels like he can actually, like, work more efficiently or something along those lines.
In the extra hour, I mainly catch up with work. It's a godsend. Sometimes I play chess against myself. It relaxes and strengthens the mind all at once.
Interesting.
Henley Church, where I work, is located on an old Norman Motte and Bailey. You can't use mechanical diggers or excavators there in case you destroy a relic.
I see. Okay.
I stumbled across a relic myself, an ancient chess piece, a queen, I believe. the best chess piece, the most freedom of movement. But they took it away immediately and proclaimed the whole east side of Henley Church a protected site of archaeological importance, which means we're not allowed to use it until the archaeologists have finished. I wish I hadn't told anyone.
Sometimes when it zooms in on him, part of his collar is like inside his shirt and it bugs me. I want to fix it.
Henley Church is relatively small.
Right there.
Well, for the number of bodies they expect us to pack into the ground, it's relatively small. The whole building was once owned by Scientologists, but they handed it back to the community as a tax break, I believe. Or they'd finished doing whatever it was they wanted to do with it.
You want to be a gravedigger? Why? It doesn't seem like a fun job. Can you imagine the smell, too?
I'm not sure I believe in any religion anymore. I used to believe in God, not anymore. There are too many religions to pick from, don't you think?
Yes.
Then
yes,
we
there
agree.
are.
Have you watched Zeitgeist, Doctor? Some of it is believable, and the part about most religions stemming from the same basic facts. It's more likely they've all got it wrong than one of them has got it right.
Well, I don't think the gravediggers do the embalming. I think someone else does. Like, you need to get, like, super specific schooling for that. Don't think they keep the bodies next to you while you dig. Think they go in after you've gone home. I guess. Okay. More of a physical labor thing, then. That amount of physical labor does not seem fun. Okay, wait, no. So we've gone over the key points with Bryce right now. Okay, fair. If you've already have a physically demanding job, then it's probably, like, no different for you. And, like, I'm guessing you kind of have to deal with customers sometimes, occasionally, whereas, like, grave digging, you don't really need to. You just dig the hole and leave. They might have to put up the headstone as well? Hard to say.
Dr. Dekker would say one thing and do another. He would push me to do things I didn't want to do. He was getting worse towards the end. I'm surprised he didn't kill himself. Yes, Dr. Dekker was murdered. Quelle surprise. Murder does seem a bit harsh, doesn't it? And another grave to dig. I know as much about it as you do. Less, I would imagine. I like chess. I still play sometimes when I can find an opponent. There's nothing more satisfying than planning scores of moves in advance and then watching things unfold as you saw them. I shouldn't have told anyone about the Queen. I do like to be in control, but then I suppose most people do. Nobody wants life to carry them along helplessly. Everyone wants to kick against it and make their own way. Do you like to be in control, Doctor?
Yes, we are. We've been Amber for, like, a little bit.
Dr. Dekker was very controlling, but he unraveled at the end. Watch out for that, Doctor.
We don't need to find out everything, though. Hello?
My name is Claire Castleford, and as I'm paying a small fortune for these sessions, I'd expect you to be up to speed, Doctor.
Huh?
Being rich has its perks, but honestly, I would give it all up in a heartbeat if it could free me from this madness.
What madness? should probably...
I'm in a bit of a predicament, Doctor. I'll get to that.
Yeah, why are you here?
Well, according to your predecessor, I'm a delusional psychotic with obsessive tendencies. Oh, and a history of violence. Sounds so cold when you put it like that, though, doesn't it?
Okay.
I'm obsessed with my husband. It's absurd, really.
How is it absurd?
Because he is here. And he shouldn't be.
Is he dead? Are you saying he's a ghost?
He's lucky to be alive. He almost died.
How did he almost die? There we go.
My husband is not a well man. We've been having problems for a while now.
She is being so short with her answers.
His health, if you can call it that, has been deteriorating rapidly in the last few weeks. I can't cope with caring for him anymore.
Why are you caring for him?
Since our altercation, he's become less and less active. His mind's become less and less active too. Such a delightful conversationalist at one time, now more of an enigmatic husk.
You had an altercation?
David has trouble looking after himself. Sometimes I'll leave the lake house and he's just sitting in the rocking chair on the porch. And when I return the next evening, he's still there, just staring into the stars. He needs help, I know, but I can't hire anybody to care for him.
You said you're rich. Why can't you hire someone?
I tried to hurt David once. That's why I'm here, isn't it? I'm not proud of my behavior, but I was very angry. It was a private matter, though. The police should never have been involved.
That's concerning.
To be fair, there was only one violent outburst that hardly qualifies as a history of violence, and he provoked me.
Okay.
I stabbed him with a steak knife. Shocking, isn't it?
Why?
It was a brief moment of temporary insanity. Or temporary clarity, I'm not really sure which. David had been having an affair with his assistant optician, Iris. How predictable. Not just the affair, but an optician named Iris.
I think you overreacted a little there, lady.
I never used to get angry. Ever. If you're angry, you're not in control. Isn't that right? And it would be very bad for me to lose control.
Why?
Let's save that for another time, shall we? I'm rich, but I'm not made of money, and I'm fairly sure my time is up.
Right, we're on Claire. She says she's also delusional?
Delusions. As in, seeing things that are not there. I'm not going to be any more specific. It's not true in any case. I'm not delusional. David's staying at the lake house. It belonged to my parents, but I don't use it much anymore. I have the main house to myself.
I'm hardly getting anything out of her. It's like...
The most shocking thing about Dr. Dekker's death is that he didn't bring it upon himself. But then I hadn't known him for a very long time. Perhaps I was wrong about him. Though the fact that he drank so much is a good indicator of his mental state.
Okay, apparently Dekker drank a lot.
I thought it was common knowledge that he drank. You could smell it on his breath when you got close to him. He kept a bottle in his drawer. Such a cliche.
I think David's her husband. True. Maybe he and Mariana were actually like partying together.
The police seem to think I'm dangerous. I'm only sitting here talking to you because I have a lot of money. Otherwise, there's no doubt I'd be thrown into prison for a very long time. That's why I need your help, Doctor.
Mm.
I assume they think I'm dangerous because I stabbed my husband. I suppose after what I did, there are people that might think I belonged in prison. What do you think, Doctor? Can I be saved with therapy, or should I be locked up like a dangerous criminal?
I feel like if we say you should be locked up, she'd stab us.
You have a lot of faith in your abilities. That's good. I look forward to being completely cured.
Hello.
I'm Elin. I'm 25 and I'm a nurse. God, I sound like I'm on one of those dating shows.
A nurse, huh?
I work in a nursing home for the elderly. I basically do end-of-life care. The usual things. Making sure the patients are comfortable, making sure they're not in any pain, and I talk to them. I keep them company. Some of them get pretty frightened about what's coming. Well, those of them that aren't out of it on meds. I comfort them. Death is frightening, isn't it? Isn't it what everyone's afraid of? The great unknown. No one should have to face that alone. I don't like it when patients are heavily sedated, especially when there are alternatives, like herbal remedies. I mean, imagine if you only had a few days or weeks left to live. Would you want to spend it asleep? I wouldn't. I'd want to see every sunrise and every sunset. I'd want to feel every breath.
Right?
Everything gets more
if
vivid
you're
near
next
death.
to me, no, I'd rather be sleeping. You kind of creep me out, lady.
I'm a qualified herbalist. It's okay, you can laugh. Most people think herbalism is a joke. But I'd much rather help my patients sleep at night with valerian or passion flower than lorazepam, temazepam, or zolpidem.
What problem are we here
I
for?
started seeing Dr. Dekker a few months ago. I thought it would be nice to have someone I could talk to about work. It can get a bit stressful sometimes. It can be sad sometimes. I don't like losing a patient, but that's the job. I don't get stressed about it or anything.
Are you lying?
It's not the job that stresses me. It's the people I work with, the other nurses. They're mean to me.
Mean how?
They call me the angel of death because so many patients have died on my shift. I don't think they mean it. Obviously, it's not my fault. It just seems to happen that way. 3 last month. 3 the month before that, I think. But only 1 so far this month, so that's good. Although one of my patients, Hilda, I don't think she's got long. She's one of the crotchety ones. Always swearing and spitting at me. Never got anything nice to say. Thinks we're going to smother her in her sleep or something. She doesn't bother me though.
You sure about that? Anyways.
I'm not really looking for love at the moment. I'm sort of married to my work, but in a good way.
I don't even know who Terry is.
I've known a lot of doctors over the years. Most of them arrogant idiots who think nurses are just there to do their bidding, or worse. Dr. Dekker was different. He had a lot of time for me. He was interested in my problems. He was a bit offbeat, but yeah, I liked him. But then I like most people.
What do you mean he was offbeat? I guess we'll do this note thing.
Terry's one of the other nurses at the home. I don't think she likes me very much. I think it's terrible what happened to him. So awful. No one deserves to die like that.
How did he die?
I'm Nathan Peel. I'm a supermarket worker from, well, hell, really.
You poor guy. Hard to say. It seems like self-referred, although if it was instructed, I don't know if she would admit to it. Because from what it sounds like she was concerned. Because, like, I could see her going to see someone concerning the job she has because of the work she does. But that's not why she's seeing a psychologist. She's seeing a psychologist because the people at her work are mean to her. Okay, I guess. What's wrong with you seems too
It's like
mean.
those montages you get in movies. Time passes, you wake up, shave, if you feel like it, shower, get dressed. What's the point? You get this day over and over. Nothing changes. Am I in purgatory, Doctor?
No.
Because I'm stuck between this day and the next. Most of the time, anyway. Sometimes it looks different. Sometimes the bird song will change, or the weather will be less bleak, or that person who nodded at you yesterday doesn't do it today. But it doesn't usually change. You need a tragic event for change, like a murder.
Great, that looks bad for you, sir.
I didn't see the driver. It was my fault. I pulled out and the lorry just rammed me. Well, Hannah. She was sat next to me. I was in shock, obviously. And when I came to, she was so close to me. It was like she was trying to hug me. But it wasn't right. Not natural. Bits of metal pushing through her. That was 5 years ago.
Is that why you're here?
I've been shrunk for that already. If I had that day again, I wouldn't make the same mistake. Hannah would still be alive. We'd probably have a family by now. I haven't had any relationships since then.
Ah, Hannah's his girlfriend.
My fiancée. My
Fiancé.
childhood sweetheart. We met at secondary school. She was head girl, I was the quiet one. She liked computer games, so I instantly fell for her. I proposed in Goldshire. She said she didn't date elves, so I leveled up to a human necromancer and asked again. Sorry, it's Warcraft. We spent a lot of time on there.
Wow, that's kind of cute though. Aww.
I was fine for quite a while after the accident. Well, being treated for depression. I thought I was cured. It was only recently after meeting Dr. Dekker that I had a strange deja vu. I'm exhausted. Doctor, is our time up? Dr. Dekker was a complex man. I spent a lot of time with him, but he won't remember it that way. As far as Dr. Dekker was concerned, we had Monday, then moved on to Tuesday. But me, I had Monday 5, 10, 50 times before I got to Tuesday. I watched that Bill Murray film, Groundhog Day, to see if there's any clues. To see if there's any clues. That's how bad it's gotten. I'm looking for a cure in a Hollywood movie. Can you help me, Doctor?
Maybe quit your job and then we'll see what we can do.
I don't know how, but thank you, Doctor. This is our first time around, and I trust you.
Yeah, maybe quit your job and then we'll see what we can do about it.
Oh, Doctor, glad I caught you. I thought you might want to hear what Ben had to say. Quick catch up?
Ben? Fuck is Ben? Don't think I've talked to this lady yet. She's new. Oh yeah. It's like my secretary.
I'm not sure Ben will be coming in for a while. He's still pretty shook up about finding the body. I'm surprised it doesn't happen more often in the line of work he's in. Anyway, he said he found the body at exactly 20 minutes past 10. For some reason, the first thing he did was look at his watch. That's all he'd say before he'd shut down. The police weren't very talkative either.
Hey there, Toxic. Thank you so much for the sub as well. 13 months. Oh, thank you, Toxic. I appreciate it. How goes your night? What do you mean by? Why are you leaving? What are you doing? Are you like playing games or something? Are you chilling in Gengar? You're not chilling in Gengar. Get back here. Toxic doesn't want to hang out with us today. Ben, who's Ben?
Sorry, didn't you know? Ben's one of the night shift cleaners. I'm sure he's got some tales he could tell.
Okay, and he
Yes,
found...
Ben found Dr. Dekker's body on Valentine's night in his office. In your office. Yes, you know, the 14th of February, the day of love. Or remembering a massacre. Whichever's more you.
Love it.
The police wanted to know what I was doing Valentine's night, you know, when the body was found. I was at home, all on my lonesome. So I guess that makes me a suspect. I think the police want you to make a short list of suspects, or maybe even find the killer. You're seeing all the patients that were on the books when he was killed. There was no forced entry, so they think it might be someone he knew, or someone who had access to the office. Like little old me. Do you think I'm a suspect, Doctor?
Yes.
Oh, well, I wasn't expecting that. I suppose everyone's a suspect at the moment, even you. They did mention I needed grief counselling, though, and I said you'd sort me out. I know you didn't agree, but I thought I'd let you know. That's very kind of you.
I'm having a loop day.
Ah, you're back. Hi, how's it going?
It's a do-over day. You won't remember. What's the name of your assistant again?
Jaya?
You didn't know that yesterday. Can you remember where I met Hannah?
School?
Well done, Doctor. Yeah, we met at secondary. Wouldn't it be funny if my day loops if you fail to get a question right? Well done, Doctor. Yeah, we met at secondary. Wouldn't it be funny if my day loops if you fail to get a question right?
No, it wouldn't be.
I agree. I'm having a loop day. It's a do-over day. You won't remember. What's the name of your assistant again? I suppose you did remember that yesterday. Can you remember where I met Hannah?
What is going on?
Yeah, at secondary school. It's been fun, but I've got a pill.
Okay.
Dr. Dekker gave me this pill. He told me if I took it, I'd never have another loop day. It's got a small skull and crossbones on it. Should I take the tablet, Doctor?
No.
You're cool. I don't think this is getting us anywhere, though. I'll see you tomorrow. Again. I'm having a loop day.
Another one. Okay.
It's a do-over day. You won't remember it. What's the name of your assistant again?
I do remember it, though.
Well done. Can you remember where I met Hannah?
School. Didn't we do this yesterday?
Yeah, great. Is there anything you can say that's going to break this loop for me? Yeah, great. Is there anything you can say that's going to break this loop for me?
There's no keywords there.
Well done. Can you remember where I met Hannah? I never mentioned a pill this time, or a tablet. What the hell is going on here? Are you reliving my days?
Interesting.
Something somewhere has changed since you arrived. Like some kind of sim theory. It's a thing. Some professor believes we could be living inside a computer simulation and someone is controlling us. And there are millions of these sims. and someone somewhere behind a keyboard is just causing havoc. I'm starting to think you have that keyboard, Doctor. Wait, don't answer that. I don't want to know.
That was beautiful. Beautiful execution of breaking the fourth wall. I love that.
At midnight each day.
On Valentine's night,
Time as you know it freezes.
20 minutes past 10.
Keep up, Doctor.
Thinks we're going to smother her in her sleep.
I'm a grave digger, Doctor.
I was at home,
David is my husband.
all on my lonesome.
Stabbed him with a steak knife.
Nothing changes.
I'm a qualified angel of death.
When I'm dancing,
You get this day over and over,
Hilda,
I black out,
I don't think she's got long.
and Laurie just...
naked on the beach.
Hannah.
Is that it for today?
I don't know who the killer is, if any of them did them. Act 2, Valentine's Day. All right, are we getting everyone's locations on Valentine's Day then?
Ooh, deja vu. Are you sitting in exactly the same place I left you last night? Oh, that's where it all starts, Doctor. Anyway, do you think you can fit me in today? Looking at the diary, it's just the usual suspects, and you must be getting sick of them already. I've got this for you, too. It's some more footage from Professor Alderby that was hiding away.
Alderby footage.
Well, come find me if you need anything.
Nothing, of course. The faculty thinks I've gone loopy, like some kind of spongy Mobius strip. That's why I'm here, isn't it, Dr. Dekker? Him, God, the great old one, the elder god, Cthulhu, however you address him. Listen to me! You're not listening! It's your only bloody job! Well, let's call him God. He creates this world for his amusement, something he can play with and occasionally alter to suit his mood. God loves chaos, but something goes wrong. Man and woman evolve. What was once chaotic becomes, well, more ordered. Without chaos, he has less power. When there's too much order, he becomes impotent. So he needs to instill chaos again. And do you know how he does this? No. And yes, but you're being too granular. He needs chaos so he can return, and the only thing stopping him is you. Not just you. You and people like you. Psychiatrists, doctors, nurses. Anyone who is caring for people who are losing their sanity. You have no comprehension how important your job is, do you? He doesn't need your version of insanity to spread. He needs chaos. It's not the same. It's just a means to an end. They're not all cultists, unfortunately. Once you see the truth, it's hard not to spread chaos yourself, to cause further insanity and harm your own. I doubt it. But can I make you question your reality? Definitely. But in doing so, I would be promoting more chaos. On the basis the central component of our universe is chaos, science can only document a perception of the chaos at any one given moment in time, as by definition, chaos is unpredictable from one moment to the next, which means that at any given moment, we can choose to alter our perception of the world, no matter how much chaos that would cause. In 10 seconds' time, there will be no gravity in this room, and we will float. 3, 2, 1. You think nothing happened. Where's your glass, Doctor?
Interesting. Hey, Yuri. You hope I'm ready to play the first 6 FNAF games? You're gonna win first try? I guess we'll see. Because, yeah, I noticed you started streaming already. You probably can't hear me right now anyways, because you already started. Okay. We have more people to talk to. Who's Lacey? Is Jasmine Beach Girl? No, that's someone else. How are you today?
There's something I want to tell you about. Something else that's wrong with me. I think I've been getting a bit out of control in my hour.
Mariana's Beach Girl. Okay. He's getting out of control.
When I first got the hour, I was shocked, obviously. It took me a while to work out that everyone was frozen and only I could move, because I live on my own. What would you do, Doctor, if you had an hour where everyone was frozen? Go to a fairground? I did think, what good could I do, other than catch up with work? I did see a woman who was having her purse snatched, so I gave her purse back, and the crook, I placed him on a bus a few blocks away. I have no idea where it was going. She'd never really be able to thank me, so I took another picture.
Wait, since when do you do photography?
I spent most of Valentine's Day at the art gallery. Well, the evening part, anyway. They had a display with the theme, Love Conquers All. I didn't get most of the paintings, but they were well done.
True, yeah, he was.
Sometimes I see a girl standing behind you. I don't know who it is. I don't know what you're asking me either. Possibly a relative of yours. Possibly a patient that died here. I'm not sure. She doesn't normally say anything.
And now he's seeing shit. That's for the extra hour question. I don't really care about that.
I dug the grave for Dr. Dekker. I helped carry his coffin to the burial site. Do you know what? It didn't weigh enough to have a body in it. Why do you think that is?
How do you know the difference?
No, the coffin wasn't empty. There was something in it. A decoy, I'd imagine.
Didn't you check?
I'm guessing he was buried somewhere else, or cremated. Somebody somewhere didn't want his body going in the ground. Do you want to be cremated or buried, Doctor? If you're buried, people can bring you back. You don't want to see people when they've come back.
Okay. True. Or if he's even telling the truth. For the fact that Mariana, like, just straight up lied to us at the beginning, we're like, okay, is everyone lying to us? Is everything they're saying, like, fucking false? Let's see.
When I first got the hour, I was shocked, obviously. It took me a while to work out that everyone was frozen and only I could move, because I live on my own. What would you do, Doctor, if you had an hour where everyone was frozen? Go to a fairground?
Like I said earlier, I think it's just all in his head. Like, He probably just feels like everything is frozen when it's not actually frozen around him. Like, he probably feels like he can actually be like super productive and active and all that.
Ha! That was just an example, Doctor. I'm sure you can come up with more exciting things to do than that.
That was a trap.
Well, that makes me feel a little better.
Do you spy on people?
There's a young mother, divorced, who lives opposite me. Jessica. She's friendly and says hello to me, smiles. I've always wondered what she looks like naked. So 1 hour, I broke into her house. She was standing in her bedroom. I took it as a sign. I took off her clothes and... I took photos of Jessica when she was naked. When I'd stripped her. When she was naked and frozen. I didn't want to have to do it again, to strip her again. So I took pictures to remind myself what she looked like. That's wrong, isn't it, Doctor?
Yes, it's wrong.
I know. It's that bloody Dr. Dekker. He made me this way. It's all his fault.
What do you mean? Why is it Dekker's fault?
Like I said, I originally presented with depression, and everything was going well for a while. Then Dr. Dekker changed.
How did he change?
He was easily distracted during sessions, like he wasn't listening. I'm pretty sure he wasn't listening half the time. I don't think he wanted to know about his patients anymore. But when he did give you advice...
Yeah, standing into a bedroom that you've broken into is already just really bad. And then you had to make it worse.
He told me to use my imagination, to make something up, to think something crazy, and it would become real. He told me to think of a way to get more time. So I did. But he pushed me. He made me think it.
Is this the one who stabbed her husband? I think this...
It's
yes.
the anniversary of my parents' death today. I went to the lake house. I always go to the lake house anyway. But it's also where they died.
How did they die?
They died of carbon monoxide poisoning. I was staying at a friend's house. Otherwise, I would have died too. I stood for a while, looking across the water. It's peaceful there. It's the place that makes me feel the most. There was a girl there, by the lake, only about 9 or 10. She was fishing, if you can call it that, with one of those nets on a stick. I don't know why I talked to her. She looked sad. I don't usually talk to children, but she seemed different, special. I'm allowed to talk to her, aren't I, Doctor?
Yes.
Good. It felt nice. I felt like I was being nice. I felt human. So I can find her and talk to her again, Doctor. Then I will. I'll look for her next time I'm there. David had been hunting again, and, well, she's seen some of the skins he hung around the lake house.
I could have sworn the last time we talked to her, she said David hardly does anything, but now it seems like he's totally active?
David wasn't there. Or at least I didn't see him. I didn't go inside. I forgot my key, and the spare was missing.
I think he removed it.
Animal skins. David hunts, then skins. It's horrible, really. He's not really good at either job, so the skins still have great lumps of bloody carcass hanging off them. I'm sure he'll get better with practice. The day Dr. Dekker was killed, I had a session with him in the morning at my usual time, 11 o'clock. That was the last time I saw him. Dr. Dekker made me an offer that I couldn't refuse. I'll be taking it to the grave with me, though. As did he. Valentine's Day night, I was at the lake house, watching David, like I always do. He has trouble with his mental faculties and is getting worse. Yes. I watch him and make sure nothing bad happens.
Again, it sounded like you were, like, the way she was talking earlier, it seems like he still hunts, but she's all like, he has mental issues. Like, which is it, lady? Oh, this is the nurse. How are you today?
I haven't had a great day, to be honest. Someone accused me of stealing from my patients, which I would never do. Plus, Hilda's getting worse. This? Well, it started with this. It's a locket. Alice, one of my patients, gave it to me before she died. I have a few other things. A watch, a ring. One patient gave me a little china bird. They're not valuable, just trinkets, really.
The ring and the watch do not seem like trinkets.
Strictly speaking, all of the patient's belongings should be passed on to family members after they die. But Alice's son never visited. He didn't care about his mum. Why would he care about some worthless piece of jewellery? It just doesn't feel right to me. What do you think, Doctor? Am I wrong to keep the locket?
It depends if she actually gave it to you. If she gave it to you, you can keep it. If she didn't, no. I need more context. Do we believe her, though, when she's saying people gave it to her? Because she could be lying about that. Because she could think, oh, no. She did say, like, some of these people, their, like, families don't visit, so why do they deserve it? I visit them every day. I deserve it. You believe all of them? I'm so untrusting of... I just don't trust any of them. And I don't know if that's good or bad, or if maybe I should trust some of them. We're at an impasse here. No, it's not wrong.
Thank you, Doctor. That makes me feel much better. I shouldn't let what Terry says bother me so much.
Oh, what did Terry do now?
Actually, I had a hot date. It wasn't anything serious, just some guy I know. But it was a nice date, different to what I'm used to. It was very traditional, old-fashioned, you know? Dinner at a nice restaurant. Then we went for a little walk along the pier. Held hands, had a bit of a kiss. Then he called a cab and I went home, alone.
You're going to make a crime-fighting team? We'll have to only fight crimes that happen at midnight so Bryce can use his time powers. Nice.
I think it was about 11 when I left Max. I'm sure you could check with the taxi company if you really wanted to, if you think I need an alibi. Hilda's the one I mentioned in our last session. She's dying. I can tell. I need to see her before it's too late. To help her finish her unfinished business. People who are dying always have things they wish they could do before they go. We leave a lot of loose ends in our lives. We're very messy that way. Hilda wants to see her daughter. She's in Australia, so I'm going to have to use my talent.
What's your talent?
I can change my skin. What I look like.
What the fuck?
I can turn into a patient's loved one. I just hold their hand and ask them to imagine that the person they want to see is sitting right here next to them, and I become them. It's how I help them move on. That's how I comfort them.
Uh-huh.
I only shift at work to help my patients. I don't have any interest in using it as a party trick or to deceive anyone. Yes, I had a session with Dr. Dekker on Valentine's Day. 3 o'clock, I think. Just a few hours later, he was... I still can't get over it.
No. She's... I don't know if I'd want her on the crime fighting team. Mariana can't be on the crime fighting team. She'd probably be naked the entire time. Neither can Claire. She's... I'm trying to think if I want anything else from her. How was he on Valentine's Day?
Dr. Dekker seemed fine on Valentine's Day. He seemed to be in a good mood. It didn't seem like anything was bothering him. I can sense it, you know? It's like when you're outside and there's a sudden change in the light or the air feels different and you know it's going to rain. It's like that. I always know when one of my patients is fading, even before the doctors know. Their energy changes. It sounds silly when I put it into words. I sound like my mum.
The perfect distraction, and the nurse can tackle the old criminal close to that as you can take out their gear. Hey, if you constantly lose your clothing, why do you still have the same necklace? Or do you just not lose your necklace when you're blacked out? How are you today?
I haven't been back to the beach since our last session, and no blackouts, new doctor, and new hope. You're much better behaved than Dr. Dekker.
Never mind, she didn't black out.
Dr. Dekker dated his patients. That's not good behavior, is it?
No, it's not.
I think her name was Scarlett? One of his patients, an older woman. I guess that's how he liked them.
Interesting.
I haven't been back to the beach since our last session. Kind of missed it. You do something a lot, you're gonna miss it. I suspect I'll go back there soon, but it's helped with the blackouts. I didn't do anything on Valentine's Day. I washed my hair and then I walked along the beach for the whole night. It's actually true. I saw one of your patients actually. The nurse? She was on the pier with someone. Pretty much all of the night too, so I can vouch for her even though she probably didn't see me.
It's a little creepy there, beach girl.
We went out for drinks. Didn't you know? He said it was a breach of something or the other, but I can be pretty persuasive when I want to be.
That's so wrong, lady. Stop it. Keep it in your pants.
Yeah, drinks. I think Dr. Dekker ordered neat whiskey. I had water. I don't drink.
No, she's being so weird. She makes me so uncomfortable. Like this would this would not go over well if in a professional setting. Just no.
I guess it was a couple of days before Valentine's Day. It wasn't a date or anything. I noticed in our sessions
Hey
that
there,
he'd been acting a
Gunny.
little strange.
If my Among Us shorts
didn't
came up
seem right.
on YouTube, you scrolled one
I
down.
wanted
It
to
was
find out what was wrong.
good, good. You will never live it down. I think I tried already, and it yelled at me. And I gotta be careful with the questions. They can't be too everywhere. How are you persuasive?
I know, it's pretty hard to believe, isn't it? I feel pretty ugly. But I think I have a nice smile.
Okay, and she has self-esteem issues.
Lots of people find me attractive, but I've seen something truly beautiful. It makes me feel dull by comparison. I have a recurring dream where I find something beautiful in the sea. But I don't know you that well yet, Doctor. Let's wait a while before I tell you my most intimate secrets.
Sorry to cut in,
What the
Doctor.
fuck?
I've just had a phone call from a solicitor. Ben's trying to sue us for nervous shock. Should I go and see him to talk it out, or should I find a solicitor to represent us? Sorry to be pushy, I just think we should act quickly before it's too late. Okay, well, just let me know.
Where the fuck did you come from? You know what? I don't want to know. Goodbye. How are you today?
Hello again, Doctor. I had a bit of a shaky loop incident, but let's not talk about it. Yesterday, I set fire to Hannah's clothes in the garden. I just wanted the day to move forward. I instantly regretted it. And lo and behold, here we are, a new day. Hannah's clothes are a pile of ashes. I've kept almost all of her stuff as she left it. It's just the clothes. I've decided to burn those yesterday, so here I am. Hannah loved clothes. Every season, she'd donate her entire wardrobe to some charity or another, and only buy stuff she loved. I was left with winter. I don't even know what her favourite season was. Does it matter? What's your favourite season, Doctor?
It was not bad. Excuse me. I do wish there was more like interaction, because like Roz said, it's kind of like a walking simulator. I think if it actually had some like puzzle elements to it, it'd be a little bit better. And yeah, I think the scariest parts for me were like the beginning, because like I was just like almost like hyping myself up, but like not convincing myself like, oh, shit's gonna pop out now, shit's gonna pop out. Like I was basically always on edge thinking something would happen, and then it's just, yeah. Yeah, definitely needs some more interaction to it though, instead of just like walking and click on this thing. I like autumn.
I thought you'd be an autumn person. That means you're supposed to be grounded and productive. And you like your space.
So yeah, you prep for it, so you'd expect it, and it didn't jump out. Maybe. That could be. I think... Because I think I overthought it a lot. Yeah, I did. Some of it was I just like missed something, because you do need to find all of this like journal pieces. Don't snap your fingers at me, boy. Shut up. But yeah, to continue on, you needed to find some of like all of the journal pieces, and like I missed a few. No, it was just the one that was upstairs.
I was at Henley Church on Valentine's Day, visiting Hannah's grave. It's the anniversary of her death. Her parents wanted a huge funeral with all the trimmings. Hannah would never have come for it. It does give me somewhere to visit. I got to write the epitaph. I left Henley Church about 11 o'clock on Valentine's Day.
PM?
I was talking to an archaeologist who said it uncovered some fossils resembling a strange cephalopod-like creature. Strange place to find an octopus, really. What? Do you think I've got something to do with Dr. Dekker's murder? Maybe you should ask your assistant who Dekker saw that day.
Interesting.
We walk alone without our angel.
That's kind of pretty.
It was a missed call. It was Valentine's Day, so I wasn't in the mood for conversation. Dr. Dekker felt that Hannah was holding me back. The memories of Hannah. In his opinion, I was holding on to the past. So I guess he cursed me, if that's even a thing.
How did he curse you?
Yes, Dr. Dekker cursed me. I don't really want to talk about it, but let's just say I blame him for the way I am. Can you give me some advice, Doctor? I've been trying to think how I can get past today. I've come up with a couple of choices. I could set fire to Hannah's photographs. I've got them in Dropbox anyway. But setting fire to the clothes did the trick. Or setting fire to a rocking chair. She sounds like an old lady, but she loved that rocking chair, which I've not sat in since. Which one do you think's best?
I don't...
Set fire to the rocking chair. I never like the way it moves forwards and backwards. Forwards and backwards.
Okay.
I'm not religious, but when I wrote Hannah's epitaph, I knew her parents would want some acknowledgement of the great bearded one. But she was an angel to me. She was an angel to everyone.
How so?
I've been alone since Hannah. I can't imagine anyone ever replacing her. Not that I've looked. Do you think I should look for someone else?
Kind of. No. It's hard to say. Because he could feel like he's in a loop because, like, he's holding on to her. I don't know.
Okay, fine. I'll try. I'm not really sure what I'm looking for, though. Just sign up to Tinder and start swiping. Maybe it's just company I'm missing. Although I don't really want any.
We didn't even talk to her. Who is this?
I'm Jasmine. I don't come in that often. What happened to Dr. Dekker? Oh. When? How? Sorry, you probably don't know, do you? We had a display in the gallery based on Love Conquers All, so I had to work. Mainly it was a collection of giant hearts sat on things, but I ran into another patient, Bryce. I'd never really spoken with him before, but he's quite an art critic. I couldn't get rid of him until I finished work at 11. There's actually another guy who takes over on the night shift. I'm not sure if he kept talking to Bryce though. Providence is open 24 hours.
Okay, so her or Bryce didn't do it. Same with I don't think we talked with Lacey.
I'm Lacey Hendricks. So you don't know about me then? Where to start? My next door neighbour in Jobson Hill, where I live, she was murdered. 80, and they diversion burgled her. But she was wise to it and started calling the police. They slit her throat with a bread knife. So I started a neighbourhood watch.
Interesting gal.
I was at Henley Church. They had a service that ran right up till midnight. For us less fortunates without a love in their life. Well, now. Do you have someone, Doctor? Do you have a love in your life? Keep 'em safe. You never know who's going to come knocking on your door.
Is that a threat? Lady? Anyways. Yeah, our assistant. What? No? Yes.
So, should I get a solicitor, or shall we try and talk it out with him? I think we should get a solicitor. I know the perfect firm. I'll do it all. Don't worry about it. And that's why we've got insurance for these kinds of things anyway. But the cheek of it. Hey, you. Thanks for helping me with this grief thing. I'm not sure I have it, though.
That's not for you to
I don't really know where to start.
figure out.
I feel a bit numb. Maybe we should just talk about him. It hadn't even been a year. He was a quiet, solitary man. A good listener, as I suppose you'd need to be. His confidence did grow as time wore on, but that's what you'd expect after you've fitted in. I mainly miss our chats. He used to work late with me and tell me things about the patients, things that I probably shouldn't have heard, but did. What do you think of the patients? Nah, perhaps you shouldn't say. You can ask me. Go on, I'll tell you what I think. We'd
Why
worked
did you
late
work
together
late?
on all sorts of things. He was preoccupied with finding patterns in patients, trying to find some kind of order. Mainly, he was searching for a common experience the patients might have had. That's what led them to his office. He'd study everything, even the referral letters. Yes, letters, parking tickets, holiday destinations. I find those referral letters. He was sure there was a pattern in them. Mariana is a special girl. There's something about her that just makes you want to follow her. Maybe that's what a trendsetter looks like. I think Bryce has a lot of misdirected anger. I don't think I like him that much. Sometimes when things overrun, he's outside waiting for you, and he stares at me as if he's undressing me with his eyes. He's not the first person that's done that, but still, it feels worse coming from him.
You want to follow her too? No. There's just something about Mariana I just don't trust.
Claire seems to be shaken by something. I offer her drinks every time she comes in, but she always refuses them. It's as if she just wants to come in, get her session over with, and then run off to do something else. It's a bit rude, isn't it?
I think Claire's the rich one. Yeah, Claire's the rich one who stabbed her husband. Okay.
Elin seems like a lovely person. I'm not really sure why she's here.
Angel of Death, nurse.
Oh, I just want to cuddle
Time
Nathan
loop
all up. He's
boy.
such a mess. He's always in the same clothes. He barely talks to me though. It's the same hello every time. He reminds me of Tom. Tom was a quiet mess, like Nathan. Youngish, in his early 20s. He taught piano, but he did have a strange hobby.
What's his hobby?
Tom liked to base jump. That's basically falling from a huge building or mountain and pulling your parachute before you hit the ground. He started to think he could fly. Dr. Dekker tried to talk him out of it, but Tom had to prove his point. So one day, Tom decided to base jump without a parachute. Can you guess what happened?
Yes, of course Tom died.
He did die. He was hit by a rock from further up the mountain. He never got to fly. Nathan thinks he knows what his problem is too, but if he's not careful, he'll get hit by that rock. I wish I'd said goodbye. I wish I'd said goodbye to Dr. Dekker. It was so sudden. Here, then gone. He resigned anyway, but that's not the same, is it?
He resigned?
Dr. Dekker resigned shortly before his murder. It's sad, but doctors come and go and only poor Jaya remains. I've got his resignation letter somewhere. I do all the hiring and firing around here. Well, Professor Alderby and the Trust technically do that.
Huh, okay, so apparently he was gonna resign anyways. 11th of February, to whom it may concern. Please accept this letter as notice of my intention to resign from my position, Dr. Dekker. Okay, so yeah, he intended to resign anyways. Did someone not want him to resign? Is that why they killed him?
Professor Alderby is a trustee. Did I not mention that?
Nope.
On Valentine's Day, Dr. Dekker had a session with Claire Castleford at 11 and that nurse, Elin, at 3. Everyone else cancelled. You should see this place Christmas Eve. I was at home though, so I don't actually know who came in. Dr. Dekker did phone and ask me for Nathan's number, which is a bit strange.
Yes, let's just casually talk about Cthulhu.
It's smashed.
Oh, gee, thanks. That's really helpful.
It was me and Agnes. Everyone else thought we were overreacting. If they want their throats cut, that's up to them, living in their bubbles. But Agnes. Poor Agnes.
What happened to Agnes?
She went missing, and still is. And that's what people think. But it's not the truth.
What is the truth?
It killed them. It looks normal enough. A smartly dressed, door-to-door saleswoman. I know because I heard my other neighbours shout at her. No Jehovah's! They think anyone knocking is a Jehovah. But she said she was selling double glazing.
She was what? Double glazing? Is that a donut?
I don't know. I didn't answer the door. Best not to nowadays. But I watched her go to Agnes's. Poor Agnes. She let her right into her house. I could only see the silhouette. It turned from a person into a, well, it looked like, I guess you'd call it a Medusa. Snakes for her face. And Agnes just fell to the floor. A few minutes later, the woman left, smiling like the cat that got the cream. That was the end of Agnes. I saw it with my own eyes. What more proof do I need? You're starting to sound like Dr. Dekker. He didn't believe me either.
Can you blame him? Do I have anything else?
When you see a painting, it stands still. When I see one, it's moving, like a mini film, like little vines. But when there's a person in the painting,
Go on.
they watch me, normally disapprovingly. Because they don't think I know how to appreciate art, because I'm too young. Yes, of course. Otherwise I wouldn't be working in an art gallery. I love art. I love paintings. Like I said, they move for me. When I want them to, normally. When I want to really get inside what's going on. But some paintings, I can't stop. I've been working on portraits, at home, outside work. But my paintings aren't so good. Nowhere near Providence standard. I painted a man, Dorian. You know, after Dorian Gray.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to try and capture someone aging, so I divided the face into thirds and painted a boy, his father, and his grandfather in each third. It was hideous. And it started talking to me. That I'm ugly, that I have no talent, nothing will become of me. Is that true, Doctor?
Not unless you just keep practicing.
I hear it so many times with that wretched painting. It's in my head. But thank you.
David Hunt,
I can change my skin.
then skins.
Dr. Dekker dated his patients.
I had a hot date.
We went out for drinks.
I took photos of Jessica.
Dr. Dekker did
On
phone
Valentine's Day.
and ask me for Nathan's number.
There was a girl there.
Am I wrong to keep the locket?
I'm allowed to talk to her, aren't I?
He was preoccupied with finding
Photographs,
patterns.
rocking chair.
I haven't been back to the beach since,
I had a bit of a shaky loop incident.
where I find something
I set fire
beautiful in the sea.
to Hannah's clothes in the garden.
I dug the grave.
I wish I'd said goodbye.
Dr. Dekker cursed me.
It didn't weigh enough to have a body in it.
Oh, Doctor, you surprised me. Reminds me of Officer Yates. Did I ever mention I had a special friend in the police force? Nah, it's not something you drop politely into a
Special
conversation.
friend.
He's been doing some digging and he's found a couple things. There's a crime scene report that goes into all the gory details and another report that's about a patient you're seeing today, Claire. I'll put them both on the desk for you. And thanks for the grief counselling, by the way. It's really been helping, you know, I'm so glad you're here.
Lady, boundaries? Act 3 spiked. Is this where we're going to learn where beach girls' drinks are being spiked? Although she says she doesn't drink. And I still don't believe her that she doesn't drink. Who's Professor Warwick? Right, she got arrested because she stabbed her husband. Crime scene report summary, case number 221-1084, date 14th February 2017, title Doctor, last name Dekker, position of victim. The victim was located in his office, seated on a chair behind the desk, soaked in blood with an obvious chest wound. Possible murder weapons, paper spike, desk accessory, 150 millimeters long, protruding from the approximate region of the victim's heart. Coroner's initial findings. Time of death, estimated from liver temperature measurements to be between 8:30 and 10:30 p.m. on 14/02/17. No, the victim's body was reportedly discovered at 10:20 p.m. on 14/02/17. Okay. That's when the body was discovered. But 8:30. Cause of death, exsanguination due to punctuation of left anterior descending coronary artery. Okay. Statement of Christian Weber, police officer 7691. To the best of my knowledge, this statement is true. I understand I may be prosecuted if I have stated anything that I know to be untrue. Date 9th November at 20:40 hours on Tuesday 8th November, myself and PC 9725 Holt responded to a call received from a neighbor of the Bauer House, Weston Park Avenue, concerning a reported disturbance. We arrived at the address and knocked on the front door, but there was no reply. We then examined the rear of the property and gained entry through insecure patio doors. We entered the property through this door and I announced myself by shouting police, but did not hear any response. We searched the premises. Upon entering the dining room, I saw a female seated next to a man who was lying on the ground. The man did not appear to be conscious. Both persons were drenched in blood and there was a substantial amount of blood on the carpet, walls, and furniture. I noticed what appeared to be a steak knife on the floor, which was also covered in blood. At this point, I asked the woman to put her hands on her head, which she did. PC Holt secured the female while I checked the man for signs of life but found none. I asked the woman her name and she identified herself to me as Claire Castleford. I asked if she knew the dead man and she said it was her husband, David Castleford. I asked what had happened and she said that she had killed him. Following a search by PC Holt, which revealed no other persons present at the house, I said to Castleford at 20:52 hours, "You are under arrest on suspicion of murder." I then cautioned her and placed her in the back of the police car for transportation to Western Park Police Station, where I relayed the circumstances of the arrest. Okay. This is saying her husband is dead. So is she kind of haunted by her husband? Is he actually dead and she thinks he's not? are you?
Professor Warwick, I'm a physicist. Where's Dr. Dekker?
Movie links. I don't know what that means.
Is he really? Actually dead? Hmm?
Yes.
Not a worthy adversary after all, then?
Adversary?
Dr. Dekker challenged me. He tried to use my theories against me. Quantum theories.
Excuse me?
Do you really want to know?
Yes.
Dekker's eyes used to glaze over whenever we talked about that. He didn't believe in quantum physics. As if it's something that you can optionally believe in. Well, it started with an experiment. Have you heard of quantum suicide, Doctor?
Excuse me?
Quantum suicide is a thought experiment that tries to explain the many worlds theory. You're looking at me blankly. I can see that you don't understand. I knew you wouldn't. Alternate universes.
Okay.
Essentially, if I were to shoot myself, then in some alternate universe, I'd still be alive. Now imagine if I could actually choose that universe. I'm taking a product off a supermarket shelf. Well, I simply applied that logic to something different. Gambling. I set up an experiment whereby I would visit a casino and place a very large bet at a roulette table. Now, I would always bet on odd. Now, the results of this particular experiment were mundane. I won as many times as you would expect according to the laws of probability, but then I changed a parameter. Quantum suicide required a loss of life to make it a realistic thought experiment. So I simply upped the stakes. Now, every time I bet on odd, I would place everything I had on that one spin of the wheel, and it worked. Well, for a while. Dr. Dekker killed it, and I can't get it back.
How did he kill it?
Well, my theory, quantum gambling. If the stakes are high enough, you will win every time by simply shifting your consciousness into that branch that wins. It's tricky, but it can be done. Dr. Dekker didn't like that. He saw me becoming rich and powerful, and he hated that. That's why he proffered the hangman's paradox. Well, imagine a judge sentences you to death. Now, it will be Monday or Tuesday next week, but it will be a surprise. Well, which day do you think you'll be executed? Well, Monday does seem likely, yes. Because if you're still alive on Monday at midnight, then Tuesday won't be a surprise. But if you're sure that it's Monday, then that won't be a surprise either, will it? Dekker tricked me. He told me that sometime in the future I would lose a bet, that I would lose all of my money. Now, this didn't seem likely because I had quantum gambling on my side and it was working. But he unnerved me. He made me doubt myself. And then it happened. Recently, I lost everything that I'd managed to build up since Vanessa left me.
I'd rather talk to the secretary last. Gravedigger.
Hello, Doctor. I've been thinking about our last session, and I just wanted you to know that I'm not a bad person. I know taking naked photographs is wrong, but you don't know what it's like until you face the same temptation. I'm assuming you don't know what it's like. Do you have an extra hour, Doctor? Thank God for that. There's someone else in my hour, a hooded figure, watching me and following me. I followed it too.
And what'd it do?
I don't know who it is. My initial thought was that it was you, that I told you about my affliction and somehow you'd got it too. Now I think maybe it's the military or some organization that wants to use the hour themselves. Maybe it's Dr. Dekker risen from the dead. I need to talk to you about him.
About Dekker? Yeah, we'll get there eventually. Why would the military be following you?
I'm surprised I haven't been approached earlier. I mean, my skills and the military. Special ops would be a breeze, wouldn't it? Waltz in past everyone during the midnight hour, get whatever you want, and return to friendly soil. It also makes me think that they might already know all of that, and that they want to get rid of me in case I tell anyone else. Would you do something for me if they get me?
I don't know how I could help you.
Would you tell Jessica I love her? She didn't really know me that well, but I did love her. And
Did?
also, there's a hard drive in the bottom drawer of my drinks cabinet. Please destroy it. Please, don't look at it.
Now I want to know what's on this hard drive. It'll probably be bad, but I kind of
Whatever
want
it
to know what's
is
on
that's
that.
following me, it doesn't want to catch me yet. If I move towards it, it runs away. And when I follow it past temptations. A bar brawl, an open till, an open bedroom window. Like it's testing me. I split the brawl up.
Okay.
I did nothing. I'm not stealing anymore.
Any more? You used to steal?
I looked in. Watching other people is somehow built into our genes, Doctor. There was an old woman in bed. I went inside. Her bed covers were smoking. I think she'd fallen asleep holding a cigarette. I took the covers and put them in the bath. She'd have died otherwise. And no, I didn't take any pictures.
You wanted to.
I spied on Dr. Dekker, not long before he was murdered. I'm not sure I should tell you what I saw in his basement.
But
I'd been feeling uneasy with Dr. Dekker for some time. I mentioned how he'd changed before, so I began spying on him at home. One night, the basement door was open, and Dekker was returning upstairs. I skipped past him, and there she was, a girl. It was difficult to tell. It was dark, and she was chained. I removed the chains, dressed her, and sat her in the police station. There's no evidence, though. No evidence of what he'd done. But she was free. I saved her. I'm not evil. I destroyed evil. I'm actually a classically trained pallbearer. There are a lot of health and safety considerations. Not everybody can do it. Well, properly at least. Occasionally I step in if the funeral director is short-shouldered. I do remember her face. She wasn't upset in the usual way. She seemed agitated. Her husband must have been a giant. The coffin was so heavy. I remember because aft port side sprained his ankle. That and he wasn't lifting correctly.
Okay, so Claire's husband is dead.
Nobody gave me the memo that Claire was telling everybody about our arrangement. Sometimes a few slip out the back for student use too. These things happen in all cemeteries. It's best not to broadcast it.
So wait. Is she keeping her husband's body as a fucking trophy? Because she says she has to look. He's basically admitting that the body went missing. And she's constantly been saying, I gotta look after David, I gotta look after David. She's keeping his body as a fucking trophy.
Dr. Dekker frequently used that paper spike on his desk as an example. I'm sure he did it with the other patients too. He'd make me look at it, touch the point to see how sharp it was. He'd tell me that because I think it's sharp, it will hurt me. But if I thought it was nothing, it could pass right through my hand.
That's a weird thing to say.
Common or garden rocks? It's actually quite handy sometimes having an archaeological dig going on next door. Although I'd rather there wasn't. Jessica is a beautiful woman. I've not spied on her since the incident we talked about. I have real feelings for her, Doctor. We've never connected.
Yeah, maybe you should try talking to her.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you. It's nice you think I'm capable of such basic interaction with females. But I'm still in awe of her, really. I will think about it, though.
You.
I've been to the lake house regularly, keeping an eye on David. I saw the girl again, the one I told you about. She was playing outside.
Have you seen your arrest
It makes for
report?
interesting reading, doesn't it? I can tell you're dying to ask me about it. Fire away.
You seem too enthusiastic about this.
That's what it says. I can see you're confused. The police say that David is dead, fatally wounded when I stabbed him. The coroner says that David is dead. Everyone says that David is dead. There was even a funeral. But I know he's alive. He's buried at Henley Church. You can go see for yourself. There's even a headstone. One of your other patients was a pallbearer. I never forget her face. You should ask him. Bryce was a pallbearer for David. He's also a gravedigger, I believe. Smuggling a body out of a funeral can be difficult, unless you pay the right people. David wanted to have a talk about our relationship, not something any married person wants to hear. He said he'd been with Iris for about a year and that he loved her. He said he didn't love me anymore, which I know is a lie. You don't just fall out of love with somebody. I reacted badly. I grabbed the nearest weapon I could find, which happened to be the steak knife, and stabbed him with it. There was so much blood. I instantly regretted it.
Bullshit.
So I fixed him.
Fixed him how?
It was about a week later. I brought David back to life. Not with voodoo, not with virginal sacrifice. I just willed it to happen, and it did. Dr. Dekker told me it was possible, but only if you're not buried. He says once you're in the ground, there's no coming back. But until then, you have a chance at resurrection. Yes, resurrection. But now that I've seen the results, I don't think there's anything holy about it. I think reanimation is more an accurate term. Like, I'm an evil necromancer raising things from the dead. I think his brain was already decaying during the week that he was dead. Important bits. So when I brought him back to life, I didn't heal him completely. Just gave him life in the state he was in. I mean, he's hunting and killing things and trying to roast them on fires he can only light with matches, but that's about it. He's your basic Neanderthal. So I have a problem. I'm being charged with murder because the police don't know he's still alive, and I can't get David to vouch for me for obvious reasons. I think it would raise quite a few more questions than answers, which is why I'm hoping that you'd be able to help me.
I don't think I can help you.
Considering the circumstances, I'd be grateful if you could see your way to declaring me temporarily insane at the time of the murder, to lessen my sentence. Because I'm not a killer, but I can't prove otherwise. You don't still think I'm a killer, do you, Doctor?
Yes, I do.
At worst, it's manslaughter. I didn't mean to kill him, I just stabbed him a bit. And although he was dead for a week, I brought him back to life. Does this mean you won't help me? Was I temporarily insane?
Yeah, I just stabbed just a little bit. Only stabbed him a little bit. I don't believe this resurrection bullshit. You're keeping his body as a trophy, I think. So you are insane, but for different reasons. I don't know what to do. Because you're not temporarily insane, you just are insane. It's not temporary. No.
I'm going to pretend that I didn't hear that.
That's nice.
Let's have a few more sessions before you seal our fates. Or is it that you want something else? Like Dr. Dekker did?
Huh?
Dr. Dekker teased me mercilessly about my eligibility. He didn't believe I'd reanimated David. Once, he presented me with a dead mouse and commanded me to give it life again. I didn't, of course. It's not something I'd throw around lightly. He changed his mind about me eventually. And then he mentioned the girl.
The girl?
He told me he'd locked up a girl in the basement of his house. Just for me. And he asked me to reanimate her. It was Iris. I said I couldn't reanimate something that wasn't dead, and he said that wouldn't be a problem. So I agreed. I just played along. I was hoping it wasn't real. I assumed it wasn't real. But he was offering me what I wanted, a temporary insanity diagnosis. It didn't happen. Dr. Dekker called me from his house to cancel. He was furious. He said that Iris had escaped and he blamed me for it. He said that I must have set her free after he told me about her. I knew it was all lies anyways. He was obviously titillating himself by reprimanding me. He knew I'd never want to speak to Iris again, so I couldn't prove it either way. Dr. Dekker asked if I could prove David wasn't dead, so I took him to the lake house. He saw that I was telling the truth. I can take you to see him too, if you like. Would you like to see David, Doctor?
Yes, because I still think he's just...
Very well. In our next session. It sounds to me as if Dr. Dekker's murder was a spur-of-the-moment thing. If you were planning to kill someone, you'd bring a weapon with you, wouldn't you? I imagine that the paper spike made a very good weapon, though. It could look quite menacing, glinting in the moonlight.
When were you here at night?
So quick to jump to conclusion, Doctor. Obviously, I meant sunlight. How astute, Doctor. Yes, I did say I hadn't seen Dr. Dekker outside of our sessions. That wasn't a lie. Our trip to the lake house was made during a session.
All right. Did you steal anything today?
I'm okay, I suppose.
Your necklace is gone.
Works fine. Hilda's fading fast. Terry's Terry. I feel a bit sad, to be honest. I gave all my keepsakes back. Well, I thought about it, and well, I know you said it was okay, that I should keep them, but maybe it did look a bit suspicious, me having things that have belonged to patients who've died in my care. I don't want people to get the wrong idea about me. The locket, the watch, the ring, even the little bird Sarah Dekker gave me. I wasn't supposed to mention her.
Sarah Dekker. Dr. Decker's mother?
Dr. Dekker's mother. She was one of my first patients, but she died a while ago. I know it's silly, but those things meant a lot to me. They were reminders that I'd helped those people.
How's Hilda?
Hilda's nearing the end. She's been sleeping a lot, not eating much. She hasn't been that argumentative either. Although, she did give me a vicious scratch yesterday. It was nothing. I was just trying to give her meds. It's hard, you know? I'm trying to help her, but she keeps fighting me. It'll be better after she's seen her daughter. I've decided I'm going to do it tonight. She hasn't got much time left. You know the answer to that, Doctor. What have we been talking about? What can I do for Hilda that will make it all better? That's the plan. I know, it sounds unbelievable, like I'm making it up. I wish I could prove it to you somehow. We could try shifting now. Think of someone you really love. It might help if you close your eyes. Are you thinking of them? Can you picture them? Okay, hold on. Sorry, I don't think it's gonna work. On the bright side, that probably means you're not gonna die anytime soon. It's tricky. I mean, I'll sound exactly like Hilda's daughter, but I try and keep it vague because I don't become her. I don't know what she would really say. I say things like, it's okay, don't be scared, I love you, Mum, or I love you, Dad. But it doesn't really matter what their relationship's like because it's not really them. I always do the Disney version. The best, most loving version. That's what my patients want to hear. And maybe deep down they know it's not the truth, but it's got to be better than the reality. Does it really matter if it isn't the truth? Isn't it worth it if it brings them peace? Tell me honestly, Doctor, do you really think that what I'm doing is wrong?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. Because I don't think this is a real thing she can do. Yes, it's wrong.
So you're saying I should let Hilda die without seeing her daughter one last time?
I'm not saying she should die alone. She has you. Don't let Hilda die alone.
Good, because I really feel this is something I have to do. Like it's my calling or something.
How's Terry?
Terry seems to have backed down since I gave the keepsakes back. Actually, it doesn't seem like she's been very well. Not her usual self. Maybe she's got a bug or something.
Did you poison her? Do you know about the paper spike?
It's true then. I'd heard Dr. Dekker was stabbed, but I didn't know for sure. It's weird that whoever did it would choose the paper spike.
Do I want to know? And why is it
Dr. Dekker
weird?
used to play with it in our sessions sometimes. You know, pick it up, handle it while we talked. I remember once, he pushed the spike through his skin. At this bit, here, between his thumb and his finger. He said he didn't think I'd mind the sight of blood being a nurse and all that, but actually, there wasn't any. I was a bit
Wasn't there
freaked
any
out.
blood?
At first, I thought it was a trick. A magic trick, you know? Like some kind of therapeutic test. Show the patient this retractable spike and see how they react. But it wasn't. The spike was real.
Weird. Oh wait, I'm not done with her. I thought I was done with her. How do you know the spike was real?
Dr. Dekker gave me the paper spike to try. It wasn't fake. It was pretty sharp, actually. I don't know how he did it. He said he just thought that it wouldn't hurt him, so it didn't.
Now we're done with her. Beach lady. How are you today?
I'm okay. Thanks for asking. It's rent day, and I always feel a little blue on rent day.
Yay, rent day. Come on.
Rent day is the day I pay rent to my landlady.
That was obvious. Have you had any more blackouts?
I've had no blackouts, and I haven't been to the beach since our last session. But I think I will today. Do you want to come with me to the beach?
Why are you having a blackout? Oh, excuse me. Hey there, Maz. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, raiders. There, the ad should be done. Welcome in, raiders. If you haven't been here before, my name's Lilith Darkharp. You can just call me Lilith. I'm a variety streamer here on Twitch. I'll do stuff like Among Us. I'll play in Among Us lobbies with Mads, Phasmophobia, Stardew. But today, we're doing the Infectious Madness of Dr. Dekker. Hey, Mads. Hey, Kami. What were you doing today, Mads? Because there's no one... It's Friday. There's no Among Us. What were you doing today? I didn't even know you were streaming. We have a hydrate. Thank you, Toxic. And stretch. I actually have that on my wish list. It looks so adorable. Ooh, no spoilers for that one. It's so cute, you want to puke. I think I'll love it then. Cause yeah, I don't remember when I took a look at it, but yeah, I took a look at it and added it to my wish list like I want to say a month or two ago. You saw it around August? Yeah. Cause like I saw it pop up when there was some sort of sale going on. It was like a cozy sale. And just I never grabbed it then because I like kind of forgot. Super cute, cozy, quiet game. Oh, ooh, nice. But yeah, it looks so cute. We are a Halloween theme because ghost. Okay, fair. Yeah, I guess I will kind of be doing Halloween themed games as well because we're going through the Spooktember list right now. We finished a game earlier from the list, and this was another one someone had on the list. So we're playing through this one. This one is more of... This one's been more weird, I'd say. Because you're a psychiatrist. And these are your patients. And one of them might have murdered your predecessor. So you're trying to figure out who murdered him while, like, trying to help these people. And there's some weird ass shit going on right now. Cause like, okay, so for context, there's Claire here. Claire here murdered her cheating husband. And so when we first talked to her, it's like, okay, she didn't fatally wound him. She didn't kill him. But it turns out the police report says he died. There was even a funeral and everything. But she's still talking like, oh, he's still there. She has to watch over him at the lake house. So like, it seemed like she had at first maybe like crippled him. But like, for the fact that there was a police report of the murder, like, and a coroner's report, it said he died. He's dead, and there was a funeral. But he's at the lake house. She said she resurrected him. But it sounds like she's just keeping his body as a trophy. Like, what the fuck, woman? You killed your husband. Get over it. Right now, we're talking to Mariana. Yeah, that's really crazy. Like, we'll see where it goes with Claire. We'll see what flavor of crazy she is. She either did resurrect him and something weird's going on, or she is keeping his body as a trophy. No, she hasn't gotten away with it. She hasn't gotten away with it. She is... So unless we say she was temporarily insane, she is getting pinned with murder. I don't really want to help her out, though. I don't want to say she was temporarily insane, because I think she's just always insane. But right now, we're talking to Mariana. This one, she was blacking out and waking up on the beach naked. Apparently, she hasn't had any blackouts recently. And, like, you can either type a question, because, like, there'll be, like... keywords and like your keywords will like make certain scenes come up, or you can just take from this list. Yeah, we asked her if she was having any more blackouts, and she said she might have another one.
Doctor, I think you're getting a little anxious. If you ever wanted to visit the beach, you can just turn up. It's not mine.
Before you mention something beautiful...
You've got a good memory, Doctor. Let's talk dreams. Sometimes I'll dream about a light, deep in the ocean somewhere. I head towards it because it's warm and glowing, like a beacon. And when I'm at the bottom, it's the most beautiful thing. Like a welcoming sun. Like I'm home. And then I wake up.
I also just don't trust a lot of the things the patients say, because the first interaction with her, we had gotten talking to her and she said she likes to go dancing at this one club because of the cheap vodka shots, but she doesn't drink. That just seems like a weird disconnect. Like, I like to go to this bar because of the cheap vodka shots, but I'm not going to drink any of them. I call bullshit. I think she's drinking. Why a beacon?
It's so beautiful. It calls me. It's like I'm in a trance. What does the dream mean, Doctor?
Maybe the dream means you're searching for something.
I guess. I hate being in the same place for too long. Maybe I'm always searching for paradise or something.
Do you know anything about the paper spike?
Dr. Dekker used to put my checks on that thing. I guess someone thought they weren't getting value for money.
You mentioned checks.
I actually don't have a lot of money. Sometimes a therapy check would bounce, but Dr. Dekker would be okay with it. Oh, my checks are fine though, don't worry.
Multiple personalities memory sets? For this lady? Oh, maybe. Because, like, if she blacks... Because, yeah, she blacks out and doesn't remember anything. She could have multiple personalities. So, like, when one takes over, she blacks out. Or she's getting blackout drunk. That could be the other thing. Do you have money problems?
I'm not broke. Men buy me drinks at bars, though. Sometimes I'll get away with not paying at restaurants. Isn't that how it is for everybody?
No! There it is again. She's saying guys will buy her free drinks, but she doesn't drink alcohol. I thought you didn't drink. I thought you didn't drink.
I don't know about that.
See, this is why I also just don't like doing the typing question thing. You said you don't drink.
I don't know.
Ah, fine. I'll just stick to the questions. How do you often go to bars and
I
restaurants?
mainly like drive-thrus. I don't like crowds, and I find it difficult to stay in the same place for too long. I guess I'm a fidget.
And yet you like going... Yeah, you dislike crowds but visit nightclubs?
Crowds at nightclubs and bars are different. The lights are dim. You can slink around without attracting too much attention.
That's a little weird, lady. Why slink? Why are we slinking?
Sometimes I'll kiss a guy in a club, and then he just follows me. Wherever I go. It's creepy. I don't want everyone seeing that.
Why are you kissing random guys? There's been a lot to to unpackage with this lady. It's been a journey. Where do people follow you?
They follow me wherever I go. Anywhere. Where do you think they follow me, Doctor?
What happens after people follow you?
It depends where they follow me. If they follow me home, they bang on the door for an hour or so, then leave. Other places, they just disappear. I don't see them again.
Are you killing people too? What do you mean they disappear?
Well, they don't just disappear into thin air. I think they return to the place I found them. But I've not run into the same person twice.
You're okay with men buying you drinks?
It's just good manners to accept when someone offers to buy you a drink. I'm a very good-natured girl.
But I thought you didn't drink. So I don't have to keep asking her questions if I don't feel like it, because, like, when they turn yellow, that means I've found the key points. Like, it could be bad if I keep questioning.
Don't you think I'm sweet, Doctor?
No. No.
Okay, then.
Do people ever follow you home?
Yes. They follow me home. They're silent. It's like a trance.
Do they follow you to bed?
There was one guy, a real gym buddy. I let him into the bedroom, but nothing. Nothing I did would stop him just staring at me. It was creepy. I got him to follow me outside, and then I just shut the door.
What the fuck is going on with you, lady? I don't know if I want to know anymore. Nathan... Oh, this is the guy whose fiance died. How are you today?
I burned Hannah's rocking chair. The day moved forward. It was a good choice. I'm not sure I've got much left of hers now. I've burnt most of it, or given it away, just to make the days move forward. There was a moment when I was attacking a Salvation Army bin, but I gave in.
What happened with the Salvation Army bin?
I accidentally put Hannah's diary into a Salvation Army donation bin. They're like huge post boxes with a circular tray that makes sure things spill to the bottom. I tried to get in to get it back, but I gave up.
Did you read the diary?
I read the last few weeks of Hannah's diary a while ago. I must have accidentally dropped in some clothes for the Salvation Army bin. It's funny, because I wasn't going to read it. She said she'd fallen out of love with me, that she was going to break off the engagement, that she didn't love me anymore. I regretted it.
What do you regret?
I regretted that I mourned for Hannah so long. I regret the grief. I regret all the days I slept through because of it. Had I known she didn't love me anymore, things would have been different. I'm a bit angry now. If I had that day over again, I may just still pull out in front of the driver.
Shall we talk about
Can
Hannah?
we maybe not talk about Hannah anymore? And thanks for the dating advice, by the way.
Did you follow my dating
I signed up
advice?
for a dating website. It's a bit easy, to be honest. If I message something they don't like, I change it when the day replays. It's not very honest.
Why isn't
If I'm
it
being
honest?
honest, I'd probably rather ask out one of the patients I've seen here. The friendly redhead with the accent.
Mariana, you do not want to touch that boat. No, sir. What else can you tell me about Dekker?
I've told you all I know about Dr. Dekker. He started out good, then turned a bit crazy towards the end. When you start giving people more problems as a therapist, that's a bit crazy.
What problems did Dekker give
Started
you?
out with depression. Now I seem to repeat days. Even if you don't believe the repeat days, then I clearly have extra mental health problems that he's given me.
Why was Dekker crazy?
I think that he possibly cursed other people, a bit like he cursed me. Sometimes you could see he was bursting to tell me about it, but he couldn't. He was ecstatic with power.
How did he curse you?
Curse, or remembered. I was hoping he'd forget. It's gonna sound crazy. Dr. Dekker said I would never be able to move forward until I came to terms with my grief. And so from this point on, I start to relive the same day over and over again until I made something of it. I believed him.
He is right, but he didn't curse you. Why did you believe Dekker?
I didn't want to believe him. I remember I said, you can't just say things and they happen. He laughed and laughed. I think he was going mad. He said he'd give me a demonstration.
What demonstration?
He held his hand outstretched and told me to look at the flame. There was no flame, and then there was. He was holding a flame in his hand that had come out of nowhere. And he tried to hypnotize me to make me forget it.
You remember the flame even though he hypnotized you?
I didn't forget seeing the flame. He wanted me to forget it all, but I didn't. For whatever reason, he couldn't undo what he'd done. I was scared. I pretended like the hypnosis had worked.
Why were you scared?
I was scared what Dr. Dekker would do to me if he found out I still knew. So I had to play along, keep coming to the sessions, pretend I hadn't seen what he'd done. It was awful, because I was suffering through the same days over and over again, but I couldn't talk to him about it, because he'd know.
What did Dekker want you to forget?
He'd become bored of me, so I got much of my insight from calls or messages he'd take during our sessions. I think because he hypnotized me, he didn't want to play with me anymore, so I got basic therapist.
What's a basic therapist?
He told me lots of people get depression, to become more active, see more people. And although he wouldn't always be there to listen, Jaya would be.
Did you know Jaya well? The fuck? Why do I have a black screen? Game? Oh no. Alright, we'll try closing this and opening it again. Doctor, your curious nature will see you through. Your patients like you. That's weird. Meh. I think me technically,
Midnight each day.
David Hunt.
yeah, I think me technically not typing in my own answers is a hint, and I do not care. Let's see. Do you know Jaya well?
I talked to her quite a lot. I'm not sure how many days of that she'd remember. She seemed to care, which is more I can say for Dekker.
So he talked to the receptionist more than he talked to the therapist. Do you know about the paper spike?
I didn't notice Dr. Dekker had a paper spike. I haven't really seen more than a foot in front of me since Hannah died.
are you today?
I'm fine. I'm ready for my grief counselling. I emailed you Mariana's address. I don't know why you'd want it. I suppose you're going to start doing home visits now, like Dr. Dekker?
Why? I never agreed to this. I never agreed to go to Mariana's house. Why would I want her address?
Doctor, if you don't want it, don't text me and ask for it. It's all right. I don't mind doing menial tasks for you. Someone has to do them.
I never asked for this. Home visits?
Yes, Dr. Dekker started doing home visits for Mariana. He said she couldn't concentrate properly in his office. I hope you're not thinking of doing the same thing. I need you right where I can see you.
Are you spying on me?
Checks and balances, Doctor. Somebody needs to be watching the watchman, so to speak. Make sure you're helping, not hindering.
That's a little weird, but okay. Was Dr. Dekker helping or hindering?
He probably did his fair share of helping and hindering. He was definitely helping in the beginning, but then seemed to lose sight of things.
That kind of goes along with what Nathan was saying. How did Dr. Dekker lose sight of things?
I think he was so overwhelmed by the patients he was getting. His curiosity just got the better of him. There was a definite turning point.
What turning point? What was the definite turning point for Dekker?
Somewhere around the time Professor Alderby turned up, that seemed to unsettle him. And then we had a flood of extra weird patients. I think it was all too much for him. I think I misjudged him. I hope you deal with it better.
Shall we talk about grief today?
Grief is such a strange word if you keep saying it. Grief, grief, grief. It sounds like somebody's being whipped. And you're going to ask me how I feel today?
Any news on Ben?
I think that's all settled now. We are agreeing to pay Ben £5,000 and he's agreeing not to say anything about what he saw.
What did Ben
He
see?
thought he saw a creature coming out of Dr. Dekker's mouth. Well, at least that's the reason he's given for not emptying the bins that night. Either way, it's not the kind of publicity that we need. Shiny, happy, sane people.
Anything else to share about Dekker?
Some mornings I come into work and still expect him to be here. Sometimes it feels like he actually is here, watching over me. We had a connection. It's gone now, though. You can't have a connection with the dead, can you? Not for too long, anyway.
What connection?
Dr. Dekker asked me to have dinner with him for Valentine's. I refused, obviously, because you don't sleep where you eat or something like that. But it was flattering, especially with competition like Mariana around.
Interesting. Is Mariana... What did you do on Valentine's?
I was at home on my lonesome, Doctor, like I said before.
Is Mariana competition?
Sorry, I didn't mean I was competing. I was happy Mariana was going out with him. I didn't want to be romantic with him. We had a stronger connection than that.
This is the first I've heard about Mariana and Dr. Dekker going out. Why is it a stronger
Dr.
connection?
Dekker and I shared some philosophy. We'd both read The Cult of the Kinetic Mind, and we agreed with a lot of what it said. Have you read that book, Doctor?
No, I have not. I haven't.
In Cult of the Kinetic Mind, the author suggests that everyone is capable of psychokinesis and that the cult leaders specifically had these powers that turned their followers into disciples. It's not a fun read, but if you're into psychology, it's a blast.
What's psychokinesis?
Psychokinesis is the ability to change the physical world without actually touching it, just by using your mind. It's not just about bending spoons. It covers all sorts of things like telepathy, telekinesis, telesabalas. Shoot me, I'm a Kojak fan.
What was that last one? I've never heard of that word before. Like, I'm pretty sure everyone's heard of the other one she mentioned, not that last one. Is psychokinesis common?
No, not at all in my experience. Dr. Dekker had an unusual number of patients who claimed psychokinesis. Either he'd been specifically looking for them or someone had been sending them.
Do you believe in psychokinesis?
Like I said, all those cool things are in Cult of the Kinetic Mind, apart from Kojak, obviously. If you ever get a patient who thinks they can change the world with just their mind, then duck, just in case they can. But seriously, do a whole load of shrinking and make them better. Whether you believe in psychokinesis or not, you'll need to figure out your approach with those that do.
Because I think there are some who do believe they can. Because there's Bryce, who thinks he gets an extra hour. I think Nathan kind of has a bit of that too. Because, like, Dr. Dekker was all like, you cannot move on unless you get over your dead fiance. And he hasn't. Because he keeps thinking he's, like, in a time loop. What approach?
How do you make people who think they have special powers better? Do you remain passive and support, encourage them, take them away?
I don't know. Say that again.
How do you make people who think they have special powers better? Do you remain passive and support, encourage them, take them away?
Passive.
Things could escalate. Building trust is one thing, but at what cost?
Why would someone send psychokinetic patients here?
It's entirely possible that someone is targeting this practice with psychokinetic patients. To what end, I don't know. It's no coincidence that most psychokinetic patients are diagnosed as insane, or at least temporarily insane. It's a handy diagnosis if you're facing criminal prosecution, especially if it's for murder.
She's specifically talking about Claire. Tell me about the paper spike on his
It's in
desk.
that police report that I gave to you. You should really take a look at it.
I did. You tell me about it. Did you talk to Nathan much?
I didn't really speak to Nathan that much at all, but I have this strange feeling that I know him really well. I can't quite put my finger on it.
Why couldn't Mariana concentrate
Honestly,
in the office?
I think Dr. Dekker had a bit of a crush on Mariana, or vice versa. I'm not really sure. There's some footage from their home sessions if you want to see them.
Yes, please. Yes, show me
That
the
was a
footage.
joke, Doctor. I guess we found our level.
You're good.
You can stop looking at me like that. You've made me do this. And don't try and escape. You're all tied up.
Excuse me?
Now tell me the truth. Is this a dream?
What the fuck is going on now? It is a different day. I think she's wearing a different outfit. So what is going on here? Yes?
That's a good doctor. Yes, it's all a big dream. So let's get down to business. Do you believe that people can have kinetic powers?
No.
I think you like it when I hurt you, Doctor. That's a worrying sign. People obviously have kinetic powers. That's how I'm here, testing you. Now, how do we treat people with kinetic powers? Do we encourage them or do we discourage them?
Encourage?
Oh, Doctor, how disappointing. We've
No?
been through this already. Encouraging them to use their power just makes them worse. That's what Dr. Dekker did. Look at him now. I thought you were different. Oh, I thought we'd get on, but I'm wrong. Enjoy your sleep, Doctor.
Concerning?
There's someone else in my hour.
I brought David back to life.
I removed the chains, dressed her.
It was Iris.
We could try shifting now.
Would you like to see David, Doctor?
Sorry.
We've both read The Cult of the Kinetic Mind. I'm not broke. It's no coincidence that most psychokinetic patients are
Grateful if you could see your way to declaring me
insane, or at least
temporarily insane.
There was no flame. And then there was.
I'll kiss a guy,
I pretended like the hypnosis had worked.
and then he just follows me
Can we maybe not talk about Hannah anymore?
wherever I go.
I may just still pull out in front of the driver.
Act 4, dreams. Okay, she's basically saying don't encourage these people to use their powers.
Morning, Doctor. You're looking a bit unwell. Are they getting you all wound up? Well, have a look at this. I found it in Dropbox. Apparently, Dr. Dekker lent Mariana some money. Sounds dodgy, doesn't it? I also got the toxicology report back from Officer Yates, and shocker, Dr. Dekker had... Sorry, you just have to read it. I should have spoiler alert tattooed on my forehead. And can we not do the grief counselling thing today? I'm all sorts of behind on work and I'm getting more stressed out watching it all pile up. If you need anything though, I'm here.
Oh, Glyn and Scarlet are new. They haven't been in. New loan agreement. Loan agreement. Loan amount £15,000. Arrangement fee £1. Interest amount 0%. Term 36 months. By signing this agreement, the borrower agrees to accept the sum of the loan amount and to repay the loan amount in full within the term stated. The sum of the loan will be transferred by the lender into an account designated by the borrower within 14 days of signing the agreement. Mariana? What pendant? The octopus pendant? Yes. Mariana has the octopus pendant. The secretary's wearing a silver and turquoise pendant. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure she's the only one who's worn a turquoise silver pendant. It is agreed that the loan shall attract no interest, and in lieu of accruing interest, the lender has agreed to the payment of the arrangement fee, which is due before transfer of the loan amount. The lender also agrees to consider the loan repaid in full should they die or become subject to any power of attorney agreement, as long as this event occurs within the term of the agreement. Regional Laboratory Services Toxicology Analysis Report by J. M. Clausen. Name Dr. Dekker. Sex male. Toxicology number 639-1021. Blood. Alcohol. Ethanol positive. Acetone negative. Isopropanol negative. Methanol negative. Drugs. Amphetamines negative. Antidepressants negative. Barbiturates negative. Benzodiazepines positive. Temzepam. Am I supposed to know what that is? Cannabinoids negative. Cocaine negative. feel like I need to look up what temazepam is, because I honestly don't know what that is. Is used on a short-term basis to treat insomnia. Okay, it's for insomnia. Okay. So the doctor was having insomnia. Or someone dosed him. Yeah, we've never seen Glenn before. Who are you?
Sorry, I'm Glenn. I didn't expect to be here. I was looking for the men's room.
Bullshit. Why didn't you expect
Like
to
I
be
said,
here?
I was in the green room. You know, that new restaurant in town. I actually need to do something. Done. Sorry. I was in the middle of a date and needed the restroom, and here I am.
What? The restroom?
Sorry, you're not familiar with my case. I stepped through the restroom door into your office. Sometimes when I go through a door, it opens to another place.
Did Jaya see you?
No, I shouldn't imagine she did. I didn't even pass through the waiting room. Besides, it's lunchtime. She won't be there.
You know Jaya's lunch schedule?
No, not really. But it's lunchtime, and you don't normally see patients now. Well, Dr. Dekker didn't normally see patients now.
Who are you?
Scarlett. I haven't been in since he died. Since Dr. Dekker died.
What were you doing on
Valentine's
Day?
Day was awful. I had a bit of an accident with a creme brulee torch and had to spend the night waiting in A&E. I melted a nail to my finger. It hurt a lot and needed stitches. It's all fine now, though.
Alright, let's start this. How are you today, Bryce? How are you today?
I'm fine. I'm worried. My pursuer in the hour, he's definitely military. I've developed a new skill to deal with him.
What new skill have you developed?
Last night, I saw him draw something from his jacket. He was approaching me, grinning. I had nowhere to go. So I closed my eyes and imagined, well, I imagined being back home. And when I opened them again, I'd teleported.
Do you know anything about sleeping
My
pills?
other doctor had prescribed me sleeping pills before I came to see Dr. Dekker. I think they were called temazepam. I never took them.
Okay. Have you...
Work is fine.
Work, never mind.
If anything, I've been falling behind again. I think it's the stress of not being alone in the midnight hour anymore.
What have you been doing in the midnight
I stole
hour?
a painting. There, I've said it. It was from the local gallery, Providence. I really like it, but I can't afford it. So I took it.
What else have you stolen?
It's just that one thing, just the painting I've stolen recently. I think my new pursuer, is unraveling me. Is it okay to steal things, Doctor, if I really like them?
No. No, it's not okay to steal
I thought
things.
you'd say that. I will do my best to refrain from it, but I can't promise anything.
Have you seen Jessica again?
I saw Jessica across the street this morning. She waved, but I just crumbled. Ever since I took those photos, I haven't been able to face her. Do you think I should tell her about the photos, Doctor?
Ugh, that would make shit worse. No, don't tell Jessica about the photos.
I didn't think I should either. She'd hate me forever. Maybe when she next waves, I'll at least wave back.
If she knew about these naked photos, she would report you to the police. Did you ever see Dekker drink alcohol?
I never saw Dr. Dekker touch a drop. Doesn't mean it wasn't going on behind closed doors, though, does it?
True. Tell me about your referral.
I was one of Dr. Dekker's first patients. I wasn't referred by anyone. My GP recommended I saw someone privately. I think he was just sick of listening to me complain about how little time I had during our 10-minute slot.
Say it before you feel like you're unraveling.
No, I'm not becoming him. I'm not becoming Dekker.
Concerning... Care. Is this a photo of David?
Yes, that's David Castleford. I've no idea when it was taken. Shocking composition.
All right. Did you bring your husband with you today, you weirdo? How are you
There's
today?
no lake house today, sorry. David's not doing very well. He's caused a problem with the girl. I need to do something.
How convenient. We can't go see David. What's the problem with the girl?
The little girl, our neighbor at the lake house, she says David is weird and creepy.
Doctor!
What the
Sorry,
fuck?
but I found some of the referral letters we were talking about. There is a pattern, but it's not the same for everyone. He said to get them to you ASAP, so here you go.
I'm awake now. What the hell, woman? Referral letter 1. Hatchet and Brown, 32-4 Left Witch Court, London. Dear Dr. Dekker, I refer a client to your clinic for evaluation, Claire Castleford. She's being charged with the murder of her husband, and we require your diagnosis as to whether she was of sound mind and had the mens rea required for the crime. What does that even mean? I've never heard of that term before. I have to look this up. Criminal intent. Referral letter 2. Chart token in bar, Rawlings House, Exeter. Dear Dr. Dekker, we believe that our client, who has only given us her first name, Mariana, is mentally unstable and would like your expert opinion on this matter. We are happy to cover all your costs and look forward to receiving your report forthwith. Letter 3. This is another solicitor. Easterly Place, York, for the attention of Dr. Dekker. I'm referring yet another client to you today for further psychiatric evaluation. It is my hope that you concur with my suspicions and are able to find him insane under the guidelines set out within the McNaughton rules. Kate Roundbeck. Okay. This is a solicitor. This is a solicitor. This is a solicitor. They're all solicitors. Is that the only thing? Leftwich, London, Exeter, York, Kate. They're all through different places. Back to you. How has David been doing?
David has been hunting and skinning again. But from the look of the torso, he caught a domestic cat. I'm being generous. It was definitely a cat. I spoke to David about it, but I have no idea if he can comprehend me or not. He just grunts at me. He doesn't even smile anymore. Not at all.
Where did the cat come from?
Yes, sorry. I left out an important detail. The girl, Anushka, she was crying because her cat had gone missing, and she thinks that David killed it. Doctor, I'm worried.
What are you worried about?
I'm worried that David's not going to stop at cats. He's killed deer, rabbits, wild birds, and now cats. I'm worried he might add little girls to his list. I can't stop him.
Why can't you stop him?
I can't stop him. I can't control him in any way at all. Ever since I brought him back from the dead, he has done nothing but ignore me. I'm starting to think that
he's not alive? What are you starting to think?
That I need to put David out of his misery. That I need to end his suffering. That I need to kill him again. What shall I do, Doctor? Should I kill David?
Yes, kill David.
I love him so much. But you're right. It's time. He's becoming a danger to people around him, not just himself.
Have you ever taken temazepam?
I've tried them before. Dr. Dekker gave me a prescription. They didn't help.
Okay, so 2 of them got it. Was Dekker an
I've
alcoholic?
already told you Dr. Dekker was a drinker. It's hardly a revelation.
Have you talked to Bryce or Iris?
I never talked to Bryce, but I did talk to Iris. She didn't want to at first. She blames me for David's death, but as we both know, that's not a thing. Anyway, she said she was never locked up in any basement and had never heard of any Dr. Dekker. So it's, as I first suspected, a lie. You didn't make all of that up so I'd talk to Iris again, did you?
No, I didn't make up the story about Iris.
Then Mr. Bryce seems to have a few more issues than me. Perhaps you should ask him about that.
Do you remember this photo?
Oh yes, here.
Oh, no, she...
From a few weeks ago. As you can see, Doctor, he looks perfectly normal.
No, a photo of David. She's saying this was taken a few weeks ago, but we have, like, no proof of that. This could have been taken, like, long ago. When did she kill her husband? Tell me about your referral.
My solicitors did refer me, but I ended up going privately as it was cheaper. I'm paying them enough already without them getting a percentage of my therapy bill.
Elin, the nurse. How are you today?
Hilda died last night. I was there. Well, I was there as her daughter. It was nice. She had a good death. She got to say what she wanted to say.
What's a good
Hilda
death?
was Hilda to the end. I was the doting daughter. Don't worry, everything's going to be okay. I love you, Mum. Then Hilda, with almost her last breath, looks me straight in the eye and says, "Don't let them take Amelia."
Don't take Mia. Do you have access to sleeping
Most
pills?
people have taken sleeping pills at some time or another, haven't they? It's probably quite easy to get hold of them. Although, I have to get a doctor to sign a prescription if I need any at work. It's probably the same for Jaya.
Tell me about
Jaya
Jaya.
seems really nice. I don't know why she'd want to work in a place like this.
What do you mean by a place like this?
I just mean, get all these weird people coming here. I mean, I've met some of them out in the waiting room. I know they're just people, but a couple of them have seriously given me the creeps.
Which patients gives you the creeps? Claire?
She's a slightly older one, isn't she? Always well dressed? Yes, her. I'm pretty good at picking up on people's energy, and hers is bleak. Actually, I think I sort of know her. I saw something in the news about her. Claire Castleford, isn't it? Apparently, she attacked her husband or something. It's funny, because about a week or so after I read that, we had a David Castleford come in to visit his aunt. I think she was with him. Oh, I wonder if it's the same person.
Okay. Weird. Did Dekker ever drink
Dr.
alcohol?
Dekker drank a bit. I mean, I didn't say anything about it, but well, it's not very professional, is it? I mean, it's not like he was drunk. Must be very stressful being a therapist. Do you find it stressful, Doctor?
Yes, it's stressful.
I can tell just by looking at you. This job has really taken its toll on you.
Do you still think about Dekker?
I think of Dr. Dekker every time one of my patients dies. It makes me remember how he didn't care about his mum. He was a good therapist. He was a lousy son.
Why was he a lousy son?
I was angry at Dr. Dekker. Hilda's daughter, she's in Australia, so fair enough. Maybe she really couldn't get over to see her. But Dr. Dekker's mum was dying literally on the other side of town, and he just couldn't be bothered. I shifted for her, but in a way, I wish I hadn't, because it let Dr. Dekker off the hook, you know? I didn't realise how little he cared until I told him the news.
Have a look at this photo Claire gave me.
That's a picture of David, isn't it? David Castleford? Claire's husband.
Do you have a referral letter?
I referred myself because of Dr. Dekker's mother. Was I supposed to have a letter?
Who's Amelia?
Amelia's Hilda's doll. She used to have about 9 or 10 of them, all glassy-eyed and creepy looking, with frilly dresses and curls. All over her room they were. In the end, we had to get rid of them. They weren't very hygienic. But we let her keep one, and that was Amelia.
right. Did you go to the beach yesterday? How are you today?
I feel thirsty, Doctor. And hot. Do you have any water?
Why do you feel thirsty and hot?
I've been drinking a lot of water recently. I didn't go to the beach. I didn't go to the sea. I said I would, but I didn't. I've been feeling this way for a while. It's like it's getting worse because I didn't go to the sea. It's like I'm having...
How are you getting worse?
I don't feel well. I feel sick most of the time, dizzy, thirsty. I got a head fog like you wouldn't believe. My doctor, Dr. Rose, sent me for blood tests.
What are the blood tests for?
Dr. Rose thinks maybe I have a vitamin deficiency. I can tell she has no idea. She smiles, but she hasn't got any answers. I think I probably need to go back to the beach. The sea, Doctor. It's calling me.
The sea is calling you?
This sounds crazy, but I can hear the sea. It's like an alarm going off in my head. Do you know where the sea is? From here? It's over there. Wherever I am, I know exactly where the sea is. It's like a compass.
Does the alarm sound
I
like?
hear a sound like singing, calling me. It gets stronger when I face it, when I move towards it. That's how I know where the sea is. But when I don't go to the sea, I feel like the sound gets louder all the time. I'm having trouble sleeping. Perhaps I need sleeping tablets after all.
Do you take them?
What's temazepam? Why are you asking?
They're sleeping pills. Temazepam was found in Dekker's blood.
I don't take sleeping pills. Never have done. When you suffer blackouts already, you don't really get offered anything like that.
She said she didn't know what it was, and then she said they were sleeping pills. You talk about the beach a lot.
I have this recurring dream. I'm at the beach. I strip and walk into the sea. The sea feels warm and comforting. Not cold and harsh like you'd think. I swim down to the bottom of the ocean. I can breathe freely. I can breathe water. On the ocean floor ahead of me, there's a beautiful
light?
creature. A glowing being with wispy limbs.
I have no idea.
It's so warm. I'm transfixed. But my feet shift. I'm unsteady. Below me, the floor is woven in human flesh. Dead bodies, but some of them still struggling for life. These are the ones touching me, gripping my feet.
Yes, this is the lady that's been going to the beach
Scream.
naked. But she doesn't
Don't wake
remember
up.
it.
Do you have that dream, Doctor?
So yeah, she blacks out and she wakes up naked on the beach. She doesn't remember it happening, but apparently she's having dreams about it. No, I don't have that dream.
It's horrific and beautiful at the same time.
What's the glowing being?
It's a dream, Doctor. Stranger things happen in dreams.
Did Dekker lend you money?
He lent me some money to start my business. It was a proper agreement. I remember signing things. He thought that a distraction would do me good. I don't think he expected me to trawl the beach for treasure and sell it online.
What did you need a distraction from?
Dr. Dekker thought I had too much time on my hands, so a distraction would do me good. He lent me 15,000, all in all.
Is that the right amount? Yes. Has anyone else followed you
Do
recently?
you forget anything from our sessions, Doctor? People follow me to the beach. I don't know who they are, and I don't know what happens to them. I don't always get followed, though, so it doesn't explain my blackouts.
What happens to your followers?
I said I don't know what happens to them. It's not always to the beach. Sometimes they follow me home.
Where is home for
My
you?
home is in Chantry. You know that. You rang my doorbell last night.
What? I don't remember this happening. Why would I come to your house?
I don't know. I didn't kiss you, but you just followed me, like the others. I don't feel comfortable here, Doctor. I'd like to leave.
How are you today?
I'm feeling good. I ran into one of your other patients, Mariana. She's beautiful. I think we might go on a date.
Still need to ask you about Dekker.
What are you trying to do most? Cure his patients or find out who killed him?
Okay, why is this like freaking out so much? I don't know if that was supposed to happen. Cure his patients.
It's been nice chatting with you. Don't get me wrong. But I can't help but feel you're mainly interested in finding out about the old doctor. I suppose you already know Dr. Dekker thought one of his patients was trying to kill him.
What? No. This is the first I'm hearing about it. Why did Dr. Dekker think a patient was trying to kill him?
He told me in one of our sessions, which was later rewound, that someone had been leaving him messages on his prescription pad. Not good messages.
What sort of messages were on the prescription
He
pad?
didn't tell me anything specifically. Just death threats. It was one of his many rants. I just sat there quietly, hoping he wasn't going to try and hypnotize me again. I asked him if it was a boy or a girl's handwriting. He said he knew who it was, and that they'd be in trouble. I think he was bluffing.
Have a look at the toxicology
Diazepam
report.
is the same sleeping pill Dr. Dekker prescribed me. Why would he mix those with alcohol? People are such idiots. Which reminds me, that truck driver died.
What truck driver? Which truck driver
The truck
died?
driver that ran into Hannah. He was divorced, apparently. He killed himself. He mixed sleeping pills with alcohol too. But he died in his garage.
How did he die in his
I
garage?
read it in the paper. He'd been drinking. Then he took the sleeping pills. Then he went into his garage and put the hose pipe through his window. Not until he put his daughter in the seat first.
Okay. Did the truck driver's daughter die as
It's
well?
one of those newspaper stories you read and you hope it says he leaves behind his wife and 7-year-old daughter. But his daughter was in the car. Do you know I wrote him a letter?
Tell me about this letter.
Dr. Dekker told me one of the ways to get through my grief would be to write a letter to the truck driver. I tried to forgive him. I know it was my fault, but the thing that made me feel best was blaming him. I think maybe he killed himself because of me. Do you think I'm to blame, Doctor?
No, that was his own decision. You're not to blame.
His daughter's picture was in the paper. Molly.
Tell me about Molly.
Ever since I saw a picture in the paper, I've started thinking I could see her. Out of the corner of my eye. Like she's watching me.
Seriously?
Crazy, right?
Seriously? You had to bring in a... Okay. What do you know about Dekker's drinking
Alcohol
habits?
isn't something I usually notice on people until they're slurring and weaving around. Was Dr. Dekker an alcoholic? Probably. I never saw him drink, though.
Tell me about your referral.
My solicitors assured me that I wouldn't have to discuss anything about my trial with you, so I'm not going to. Concentrate on my state of mind, and let me worry about other things.
Why are you using a duster on your glasses, woman? How are you today?
I don't want to talk about grief today. I'm getting enough grief from work.
Why is work giving you grief?
I don't know if you know, but Professor Alderby used to be my professor. He teaches history and psychology, amongst other things. I know it's not technically work, but he asked if I would allow him to have the video footage of his sessions with Dr. Dekker. Dr. Dekker wanted to be removed from all of the videos, so it's jump cut up to jump cut, but I'm sure you've already noticed that.
What video footage?
I didn't think you'd mind, since it wasn't your case anyway. Mostly it's the professor talking about how he viewed reality back then, in so much as he thought it was changeable. There's nothing else to do but watch while things are encoding.
Is that... Yeah, that is the footage we have. How is reality changeable?
Psychokinetics, remember? Cult of the Kinetic Mind? Professor Alderby said it was recommended reading to help psychiatrists in their frontline battle with insanity, he likes to call it.
Can you battle with
Professor
insanity?
Alderby saw the relationship between psychiatrist and patient as a winnable battle. The patient must be cured by removing their psychokinetic ability, if present, either by telling them it doesn't exist or by using another psychokinetic ability to negate it. It's a long time ago, I can't remember all of it. There was a specific example.
What specific example?
If someone tells you they can fly, you tell them you control air currents and that from now on they won't be allowed to use them. This would normally stimulate the brain in such a way that the patient stopped thinking they could fly. The main danger as the therapist is believing that you can control air currents.
Does psychokinesis really pose any danger to
The danger of
therapists?
pretending you have psychokinetic abilities is that you may start believing you have them and then have them. It's the paradox of the cure. Dr. Dekker loved paradoxes. His favourite was the grandfather paradox.
You're gonna have to explain.
If you can travel back in time and kill your grandfather, then you cannot be born. But if you cannot be born, then you cannot kill your grandfather. It's a time traveler's chicken and egg, if you will.
Okay. Do you take sleeping pills?
I don't take sleeping tablets, never have. I'm not allowed to prescribe either. Dr. Dekker had me try to forge his signature once, but I was woeful.
Why would he have you do that? The toxicology report mentions ethanol. Why are you throwing paper at me, woman?
Some people would say Dr. Dekker had a bit of a drinking problem. It got worse and then it got better when his confidence turned up. I think it was the stress of dealing with the new patients. I like the odd tipple.
What's an odd tipple?
I've been known to drink, not as much at the moment, not as much as Dr. Dekker did. He kept at least one bottle in his desk drawer at all times. You can't imagine the amount of times I wanted to sneak in and have some.
Okay, a patient did say that he had that. Could someone have spiked the bottle?
I suppose it's possible that somebody spiked his drink. Most people probably knew he had a bottle in his desk. Wouldn't have been that hard to empty out some capsules into it. Maybe the police should get fingerprints?
Yes.
I'll go and suggest it. Make sure nobody touches the bottle in the meantime.
Who the fuck is
You
this?
said you'd help me with my problem, but he's still here.
Why are you back here again? Who is still here?
Dr. Dekker. He wants me to kill people.
Bullshit. Dekker wants you to kill people.
He wants them to follow me to the sea, to the creature.
What happens when they follow you?
It eats them. It's getting stronger. Dr. Dekker says when it's strong enough, it's going to walk again. That's why I black out.
Why do you black out?
He doesn't want me to know. He doesn't want me to remember. I'm feeding a beast that wants to eat us all. You've got to tell me, Doctor. You have got to tell me the truth.
What do you want me to tell you?
You're dreaming, but your dreams are the truth. Don't forget me when you wake. I don't know how I'm in your dream, but now we're together. Let's play a game.
I'm good, Jigsaw. I don't want to play your game. What game?
I say a word, you say a word. Ready? Guilty.
Innocent.
Murderer.
Claire.
That's a good doctor. Now, just give me those 3 little words and I'll let you go.
What 3 words?
That's a good doctor. Now, just give me those 3 little words and I'll let you go.
What words?
The longer it takes for you to get to the bottom of this, the more people will die.
I am sorry?
You're disappointing me. Yes. Yes, you do.
Okay.
You rang my doorbell.
The truck driver
The little girl.
killed himself.
David is weird.
Like she's watching me.
I need to put David
Molly.
out of his misery.
Is it okay to steal things?
Sleeping tablets, fingerprints.
Dead bodies.
I saw Jessica.
Should I kill David?
Hilda died last night.
Do you think I should tell her about
Psychokinetics?
the photos?
Dr. Dekker seemed to like a drink.
Bit of a drinking problem.
It's probably the same for Jaya.
One of his patients was trying to kill him,
He lent me some money.
leaving him messages.
Creature, human flesh.
I'd teleported.
Do you have that dream, Doctor?
Act 5, insanity, please.
Oh. Oh, Doctor. You look. Oh. There's something I need to tell you. I can't find Dr. Dekker's prescription pad anywhere. I'm not sure when it went missing, but I don't remember seeing it for a while. Yours is there, but I'm scared one of the patients may have got their hands on it. Let me know if you find it, anyway, and ask me
Cool.
about Mariana later. I've got news.
All right. What time is it? Honestly, because we just started a new chapter, so that's probably a good place to end. Let's figure out who we're gonna raid then.